I
Nerd.
figured the Soulbound would have been better off.
Soulbound
Nerds
stack's awful.
assemble.
I mean, granted, Jester's easy to get because you can get one like every single round, but still.
How have we all been this week?
Been alright, waiting for my dinner to come in.
I've
Pretty
been
fantastic.
alive.
It's been crazy.
Definitely
Work's been long,
alive.
but decent days overall.
Good, good.
Trying to pull your Palpatine sound.
Excellent. Excellent.
Good. Good.
Let the hate flow through you.
Sir?
Do it.
Sir?
No, I don't want to talk about your Lord and Savior Bahamut.
Have you heard of the Force and the dark side?
Tell me, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Pelagius the Wise?
No.
Darth Plagueis, you fuck.
Dark
Yeah.
side.
Well, didn't he say Pelagius in
no,
the movie?
Plagueis.
I could have swore he actually said Pelagius in the
You
movie.
swore wrong.
I
You
think he did
swear
mispronounce it in the movie, though.
That's exactly what I'm looking up right now.
Darth Pelagius the Wise. It is not a
Anyway.
story a Jedi would tell you.
Could save everyone but himself.
Ironic.
Hold on, I'm literally gonna look it up right this second.
Okay. After you look it up, we're gonna get ready to get started, alright?
Of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
He said Pelagius.
Hey,
Well,
I
of
just,
course I know him.
hey, I'm trying to give y'all information about one of your players that ain't motherfucking here.
Oh, okay. I figured that's what you were gonna say.
Foal had a prior engagement for Clash. They are fixing to start their last game, and he said he was gonna hop in Discord and let y'all know what was up here in just a minute.
Okay.
But he does have a team that forces him to do Clash, so he's on his last game for that. And I don't know how long it'll take, nor does he.
Alright. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go check the door.
No, but Seth, gestures, give an extra 15% equipment cooldown per stack.
Oh,
I mean,
demon,
I guess
you
you're not
bastard.
getting enough fuel cells, sure.
Well, no, it's just so it's constantly up regardless.
Well, yeah, because at that point, Royal Cap already has a ridiculously short cooldown. And if you've got like 6 or 7 fuel cells,
Oh, I had like 14, I think? 14 or 15?
wait,
Still not
because fuel cells give what, 13% equipment cooldown per stack?
15 and 15%. So it's
So
literally
you were
like getting
already
another
pretty
fuel
much
cell.
at 100% cooldown then.
Well, no, because it's not additive, it's multiplicative.
Okay, it's okay.
But yeah,
So it's
Void, if you
effectively diminishing returns.
the first
Yeah.
10 seconds of the video I posted in D&D chat, he says it wrong. I
Darth
knew
Plagueis
he
the
said it
Wise.
wrong. Yeah, because I've always been told it's Pelagius, but he says Pelagius.
No, he didn't.
Did he not say it wrong?
He said Plagueis.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Oh no, he actually did. Why am I thinking he said Pelagius?
Because you're high right now.
I mean, I
Don't tell me how to
literally-
live my life, sir.
I literally
It's like,
just
I gotta go
started
check this.
drinking. Stop it. Oh, you know what? I think I know why think he thought he was the one that mispronounced it. Because Star Wars Theory mispronounces it, I believe.
Oh, of course.
That's because people aren't fucking literate anymore.
Well, I think he like is off and on with his pronunciation on it.
Hey, it's not my
No,
fault.
no. Smoke
Fred.
works in retail. He is fully aware that people can't read.
It's not my fault I can't read.
God damn it.
Because
Smoking.
trust me, I know Smoke's plight. People cannot fucking read at all.
Yeah,
You
I've
could
learned
smack
that.
them in the face with the sign and they still wouldn't read it, dude. Come on.
I actually learned this while working at the ball. People do not read the fucking goddamn signs. Like, legit,
People
is
just
not
aren't
that
literate.
goddamn hard to read shit.
Alright, so we're gonna wait for full because he says he's gonna be a few minutes and then he'll be around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cooking mine.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, well, we wait for him. I'm gonna watch this 10-minute video then.
I'll be here.
Demon, are you waiting on food to arrive?
Yes. Why?
Shame on you.
Why?
Making
should have
people-
eaten before
making
now.
people work in this plague.
They work
This
in the plague
pandemic.
regardless. They work in it regardless, and I work in it normally, so fuck it.
I was gonna say they're food service, dude. Hey, if I have to suffer, other people are allowed to suffer too.
Exactly.
Have you read about what those food shopping cart? There's one shopping cart company app where you like load up the shopping cart and people go buy it for you and deliver it to you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah, I
about.
know
Yeah,
what
they're,
you're talking about.
they're getting really popular lately, and
There's
these
like an
assholes
8-day
are doing-
wait.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks here actually.
Well, these assholes are doing a bait and switch. They'll put up a tip, and then they have up to 3 days to change the tip amount. And so once they get their shit arrived, they'll change the tip to 0.
That's scummy.
It's been happening a lot lately.
They should really change that. So once you lock it in, like, are you sure you want to make this delivery? That you can't change it anymore.
Right. Either that or have it to where you tip afterwards, so that if there's no tip on it, there's no tip on it, and people don't get lured in.
Well, the thing is I'm pretty sure
Tip
as a
upon the seat.
driver, if you see a really large tip, you're gonna prioritize that order.
Mm-hmm. I do food delivery, but I'm not right now because if I catch it, I'd spread it all over the city.
I just wish we could switch to kicking people out for like any fucking reason. Because the amount of people I still see the same people every fucking day, sometimes multiple times a day. And it's like, dude, you realize if you get it, they're going to ask you every place you've been by like an hourly account kind of thing. And you're going to have to give them a huge fucking list. And then they're probably going to slap the shit out of you. Be like, why are you this irresponsible?
Out of everywhere that he's been.
Anybody asks where I got it, Walmart or the commissary. I really hope the fact that my nose started running today doesn't turn into something.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that's how they're announcing people to like check themselves. It's like, if you were here at this time, you know, precautionary, look for symptoms, that kind of thing. That's how they're announcing it, at least in my area. So if that happens, they're gonna be like, if you were at family, if you were at this store ever, you probably have it and you're gonna die.
Yeah, we had a confirmed case from a guy at the Dollar General, and three of our guys from my squadron had to self-isolate because they were there like 2 days before this guy went down with the symptoms.
And that's the problem, is like the vast majority of the people are asymptomatic while they're carrying it. And then all of a sudden it just fucking hits them.
Well, I'm pretty sure if we have it at this point, we're asymptomatic.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's going to get to a point where
It's just gonna
everyone in the country ends up with it, because
It's gonna
there's
be
just
like our flu season.
Yeah, it's gonna end up herd immunity, and then we're gonna start treating it like the seasonal fucking cold. There's no cure for it. You just have to tough it out for 72 hours.
Hopefully you live.
Yeah, no shit, right? It's just like, fuck. I already see it now. They ain't coming up with a cure for 18 fucking months anyways. You may as well go ahead and hope for fucking herd immunity until they find something. That's like best
Well,
case.
they got to wait for enough people to actually recover so that they can take those recovered people's antibodies and fucking turn them into something
Process it,
worthwhile.
Yeah.
They have to go through, isolate what part of it is fighting it off, and make that stronger, and recultivate.
See, and then it kind of makes you wonder, like, is it the people's genetics that's doing that? Is it, like, just a DNA structure? Is it maybe, you have more immune cells than the person next to you?
Are we talking about the coronavirus shit?
There could be any number of factors in it.
It could be something related to your DNA. It's possible.
Well,
Yeah, like,
it's certainly
some
possible,
doctors think it is because some people who are not, of the criteria to get infected have been getting infected.
What was it you ended up finding? You found some shit about what men were more likely to get it than women, or were women more likely to get it than men, or something like that?
I don't even remember now.
There's some shit you ended up finding.
I mean,
No,
Here's
that
the
can't
fun
be
fact.
right. We're in an unequal workforce environment. Therefore, men cannot get this more than women. It's impossible.
He's not incorrect.
Here's a fun fact. I'm friends with a couple of people that have actually gone through medical school, and one of them shared an article having to do with Viagra because it
Hell yeah.
The fuck?
it expands
Let's go.
it expands your blood vessels,
Right.
allowing more oxygen to flow. So they were using it like partially as a treatment for the coronavirus. They were like running tests on it. So basically, they were like, oh, "You could be dying. Here, have a boner."
Shit, they were giving Viagra to people for that were having, what was it, heart attacks or some shit?
Yeah,
Sounds
because
like a way
it
to-
allows more blood and oxygen to flow into your system, which when you
Yeah.
can't breathe, you need that.
So, should I take a... Oh, hey, I'll take a Viagra before my next PT test.
Just
You're
running
gonna
at
be running
fucking
a
30
half
miles an
mile.
hour with a raging heart on.
Fucking pitching a fucking tit in my PT shorts. They're already
dude.
fucking...
You're
they're already
literally
fucking-
like looking like Doofy from Scary Movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, Teeps. The LT that's gonna be looking over your shoulder, man. You are really excited to take this PT test, buddy.
Fuck yeah, let's go!
Why, yes, sir.
Oh,
I
shit.
am happy to see
You gotta be like, I got a hot date right after this.
I'd be.
I'm pre-gaming for the hot date. Let's go.
Honestly, I would actually double check with that because I think that you could actually get in trouble for sexual harassment because some of the females might get uncomfortable. Let's be fair.
Oh no, I got offended at a natural bodily reaction.
No, you just bend that
Some
shit.
women are like that, Seth. You know that. You know fucking better.
Which is bullshit, because then in that theory, if I ever see nipples poking through shirts, I should just be able to report them. But I don't, because I'm a generous person.
Why were you looking that close to notice them? I feel uncomfortable now.
Yeah, see, this is some double standard shit.
The fact that it's pitching a tent has nothing to do with your observations. Well, the fact that your nipples are sticking through your shirt had nothing to do with my observations.
Like, if a woman complains, it's only because there wasn't that much to see there.
Oh!
Oof.
Savage.
And there's Lisa coming in with a huge bird.
Sir, your acorn is showing. I'm going to have to ask you to put that away.
Man, I just bought this.
Yeah, guys.
God
That's
damn.
That's just fucking savage.
Well,
There's savages, barely even human savages.
I got scales.
Killers at the core.
I was actually gonna say, if Lisa were trying to find something that turned her on, she can't find much better than frickin' Alawi.
She is.
Let's be honest. How much better can you do than Alawi?
I mean,
I'm waiting for her to be like, oh, let her crush my head
Traditional
between
trundles.
her thighs.
Tapes
Wait,
your
wait,
fucking
wait,
shirt.
wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait,
That
wait.
shirt.
Let Lisa weigh
Love
in
it.
on this.
Alawi is sexy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she
I know
really,
something that could turn her on better than that.
traditional trundle.
a Minotaur warlock that can cast Evert's black tentacles.
Hey, sign me up.
Y'all got a bulk discount?
Allow me get over here, cast your oath. We're gonna make some money on Pornhub.
Oh god damn it.
So I was scrolling through iFunny, and I came across a post that says, "How have we come to this?" Blonde bimbo tries to escape quarantine zone, and it's got the Pornhub border and everything, and it's got this chick laid up on a Humvee, and a dude in a full fucking hazmat suit searching her. How have we come to this?
Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Listen, man, the guy in the hazmat suit, he's a national hero, right? He's a fireman, he's a police officer, he's quarantine enforcement, he's a doctor,
He's a pizza guy.
he's a pizza guy, national fucking hero.
Pool cleaner.
Oh god.
Plumber, mailman.
School custodian.
Yeah,
School
school
teacher.
teacher.
School
Yeah.
teacher, even, yeah.
And
We're
then
going-
No,
I'm
let's
pretty-
be
I'm
real.
pretty
By current
sure
Pornhub
he
Pornhub
went back to
standard,
school.
I was gonna say by
Wasn't he
current
at one
Pornhub
point also
standards,
an
he'd be a
astronaut?
stepdad. Let's be real.
Don't forget housing building manager.
Right, the landlord.
You laid
I
on
could
your
have
rent.
sworn at one point he
Is
was
there
also
any
an astronaut.
other way I could pay?
And he was a very loving and caring brother.
I've got your extra large pizza here. Rush delivery.
God damn it.
Extra sausage. Yep, always.
That reminds me of a meme I saw yesterday. It says for my husband's birthday, I told him we could watch a porn, and we'll do everything in the porn. He thought it was amazing
My ass
until I
is
fucked
sore.
the pizza guy.
You make more money that way, by the way. Just saying.
What, pimping yourself out? Hell yeah.
Gay porn.
No, gay for pay.
Well, yeah, also that.
These are things I never wanted to know.
I was just saying something pretty useful to put that by
No, there was this huge like infograph. You know, like those giant infographics they do that are like 3 pages long. They had one on porn a while ago, and it was like gay male porn actors make it was what was it, like 4,000% more money.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
with
Straight
ridiculous.
male porn actors.
Straight male
Straight
male
females.
actors make like 10%.
Yeah, that's something insanely low.
Like
It's like
it's
here's
an honor,
50
it's
bucks.
an
Get in
honor
there
for
and
you to
plow that
fuck
chick.
this worn out badge.
No, it's not an honor for you to
This
fuck
has
this
seen
worn-out
more
guy.
mileage
It's an
than a
honor to
Humvee
be
tires.
fucked by that worn-out guy.
That's
But it's a
true.
famous worn out badge.
Doesn't mean
If
it's
it's good
gonna be the
enough for Ron
greatest.
Jeremy, it's good enough for you too.
I never said it.
The hedgehog.
The most famous cock in history.
Ugh. But the potato it's attached to.
I was gonna say he wasn't in there for his looks. Let's just say that.
It's because he got a massive dong.
Yes, he had a hammer in his trousers. He laid a lot of pipe.
Smoke is just like, what have we come to?
He had a lot of plumbing.
Smoke's like, I can't stream this shit.
I'll be right back.
I've been trying to start the stream for 10 minutes, you fucking bastards.
Fuck, I just
no,
let
the
it roll.
stream's already going. I just had myself deafened. I was watching a video on my investments.
Pornhub.
So
I didn't get a
nothing
notice
was
that you were
heard
streaming,
then.
Demon.
He was researching who Ron Jeremy was.
No, I know who Ron Jeremy is.
No, yeah, he did say like 10 minutes ago he was gonna watch this 10-minute video.
Yeah. There's a 10-minute video about XRP that was just posted an hour ago.
I like that XRP is climbed back to where it was and is sitting there.
It just took a shit again, but
Oh, did it?
that's because Bitcoin dropped.
I'm not overly concerned.
I wouldn't be. I'd just
I
hold till
haven't.
November.
I don't have
You want to know? Do you want to know why the value of Bitcoin dropped?
Sure.
Large influx of money into the economy.
Yep.
Except it's not backed by shit.
That's the problem. That's why the value of it dropped.
Oh no, the
It's
US
here. Let's
dollar's
print.
not worth
Let's
shit.
print money. It's like, okay, just make it worth even less. Way to go.
Good old
Anybody-
Federal
anybody-
Reserve.
Smoke, did you send that video to me or to everybody?
What video?
The one that allowed banks to start printing their own currency.
I sent it to you.
Like,
Yeah, I remember
did we
learning that a
learn-
long time ago.
Did we learn literally nothing from
As of
watching
March
Venezuela in the
26th.
last like 2 years?
As of March 26th, the banks were allowed to start printing their own currency to cover the cover all the loans and whatnot.
Well, of course, because they're fucking idiots. And that is how a Great Depression starts.
Let's go back to the gold standard, ladies and gentlemen.
No, dude.
That's what
Like,
we're working on.
like seriously, how have we not like learned anything from watching Venezuela the past 2 years?
No, apparently not.
Or the last Great Depression.
Do we learn anything
Or
ever? I mean, seriously.
No.
I mean, we've
This
learned
country-
a few things,
wanna
just
know
not
what I
important
learned?
things.
See, the thing
We're
is with it
like
though.
5-year-olds with toys and
Here's
anger
the thing,
issues.
though. Everything that I've been saying since I did a decent amount of research back in December is starting to actually happen. Is it not?
Pattern recognition. It's a
Teach.
wonderful thing.
Yes.
Is it not happening? Everything that I've been saying since December.
For the most part, yeah.
We're going to end up back on the gold standard, and we're going to be on an all digital asset. The dollar will be dead. We will still have it, but it will be backed by a digital asset, which will be backed by gold.
We need to ditch the dollar and go to the mega dollar.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh no.
No,
No.
dude,
No.
Watch. If
Change it
if
from a
Trump
1 to a
wins
0.
again in 2020, it's not going to be the dollar. It's not going to be the mega dollar. It's going to be Trump bucks.
That's true.
Trump bucks.
That'll be 37 Trump bucks.
So suddenly, everyone in the United States is talking like a New Yorker. It's fine. It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's okay.
I'm walking here. Sad part is, I don't even live in the
schmuck
city, but that
now?
accent comes to me so naturally.
It's like, who's the
There's some
schmuck
heavy-
now?
Heavy storms.
I mean, Jeheo, is it
Oh,
wrong
I'm
that if
aware.
you live within the area that you get it regardless?
do you hear me?
Well,
Smoke?
The thing
Yes.
is it's not even typically like a New York accent. Like, generally in the Northeast, they start getting this weird variation. Like, if you listen to a Boston accent and a New York accent, they're not super different.
Right.
But they're different enough from to hate each other.
They're different enough that they notice it. That, like, you talk slightly different from the way I do, you piece of shit. And then,
What are you doing over here, you piece of garbage? Get
go
out
back
of
to
here.
New
Go.
Jersey.
Get back to Jersey.
But yeah, like, it's, if you were from the outside, it is a lot harder to notice the differences between them. But like, as somebody who speaks it every day and hears it every day, they know the accent.
Yeah. Accents are just something that you pick up based on where you live, and it's just acquired by proximity.
Bro, I live in the boonies of upstate New York. I am pretty goddamn far from the city. Everyone, for the most part,
still
talks pretty
acquire
similar
it
to how
by proximity, because people come to visit, it talks, it spreads.
Yeah.
It's like herpes. It's like herpes.
Oh god. Well, no,
It's voice herpes.
Spreading
That's
out.
that's what an
worked in,
accent is.
If any of you are baseball fans, you're gonna recognize this reference immediately. I worked in Cooperstown for a few years, and we had a lot of tourists in the area. Cooperstown's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is, by the way.
Not a baseball fan. Honestly, I don't really watch sports. Except MMA, really.
That's pretty funny.
See, I did like hockey and boxing. But
recruit.
Yeah, that's where the
Hockey's
Baseball
fun
Hall of
as
Fame is.
shit.
So you have like a ton of tourism, especially in the summer.
See, I'll actually enjoy watching hockey.
Hockey is fucking awesome to watch.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I can't stand watching football anymore. I can watch
seriously,
soccer for a little bit, but not
Going
too
to
long.
watch hockey on TV, make sure you have a good team.
Yeah, you don't want to like. Where'd the puck go?
You don't want like a C. Yeah, I was gonna say if you're trying to watch that shit on like a CRT, you're gonna have a bad time.
You're not gonna know what's happening.
It's like
at
where the
all.
fuck, who has the puck?
Exactly.
Fuck the puck.
Fuck the puck.
Screw a kangaroo.
Hey, hey, hey!
Don't be messing with his
Calm down, sir.
with his national animal.
Calm down, sir.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Seth, is the
Screw
kangaroo
the
the animal of Australia? I forget.
Well, I'm not
It's a dingo.
entirely
It's totally
sure.
a dingo.
Dude,
know what?
you're from fucking Australia. The hell?
Yeah, I haven't been back to Australia in almost 20 years. Give me a fucking break.
He's just like, I don't fucking remember. Hand me a beer.
Hand me a Fulstus.
Foster's. The Australian Labatt.
Red kangaroo is the national animal.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep. The coat of arms features a red kangaroo and an emu. Go fucking figure. It's an emu.
The Battle of the Emus.
Oh god, no! It
The
should
Great
be an emu.
Emu
It should
War.
be the cassowary.
I'm getting nom flashbacks. I'm getting nom
The
flashbacks.
angry emu.
Yeah, it could be worse. It's not a fucking cassowary.
That's what I'm saying. It should be a cassowary. The angry emu.
That's not a bird. It's a fucking dinosaur. Okay.
I was gonna say, it's a
goddamn
velociraptor.
Okay.
Velociraptor with a bit more feathers.
Yeah, fucking cassowaries are just like slightly, more modernized velociraptors. They're terrifying.
And they will kill you.
They will kill you.
Especially
Without
if they step
hesitation.
on you.
Their
Not a matter
No,
claws
no.
literally
They
disembowel you
will jump like 3 feet in the air
and
and
disembowel you.
eviscerate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will be looking down, holding your guts.
Jesus. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get another drink.
And they got this nice little like bony crest on their head that they can just like ram you in the chest with.
Or in the face, depending on
Or
how
in the
tall you
face.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, cassowary is an animal I hope to never encounter in my life.
tree went down. Like this happens again.
Maybe behind a big cage.
As long as our living
Oh no, yeah, they're great to look at.
Okay.
You just don't want to have,
You don't want to be walking through the jungle and encounter a wild one.
so much.
Yeah, no, you can't.
At least not without a
through
shotgun.
Walking through the bush, you just suddenly a wild cassowary appears, and you're all out of Pokeballs.
Throw bait, throw rock, flee.
No, you flee. It will not take the bait. The rock will just piss it off. You just run the fuck out of there.
That's what I said. I hope if I ever do encounter a wild one, I'm armed with a very large shotgun, at least a 12 gauge.
Yeah, but you need buckshot for that shit.
Give me a
Forget
slug.
birdshot. Forget birdshot.
Oh, birdshot's just gonna piss it off.
Oh yeah, no. You need
Birdshot's
buckshot.
meant for like tiny birds.
You need buckshot.
Slug.
Good
Food
luck
is
hitting
that?
it. You want the spread, boy. You want the spread.
That looks like home cooked food by the wife.
Slugs are actually pretty accurate within 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, but are you really gonna be having time to aim when it's booking at your face at like 30 miles an hour?
Yes.
Whatever you say. I mean, if you can land the slug, I'll be very impressed.
I probably could. I'm a decent shot.
Because, I mean, suddenly it doesn't have a chest anymore. or a back.
It's still gonna have a chest. Its chest is just gonna be caved in a little.
A
By the way,
little.
am I the only one that's played the Final Fantasy VII remake?
I believe so far, yeah.
Potentially, I don't own a PS4 anymore.
Ah.
I sold it when I bought my Switch because
I
I
have
knew it was literally
PS4.
just gonna sit there and collect dust.
Wait, is it only on PS4 right now? Is it not on PC?
Not on PC, only
Not
on
yet.
PS4. Won't be on PC for at least a year.
Yeah, and
That explains
probably
it.
by the time Episode 2 is released, at least. And then you might see Episode 1 on other platforms.
Yeah. But that's a game that PlayStation kind of has the exclusive rights to.
Well, it's still a Square Enix
Well,
game.
Sony, Square Enix, so
They could make the executive decision, I think. They'd probably lose their like platform bonuses for sticking with exclusivity with Sony, but they could probably do it.
I mean, look at what Capcom did with Monster Hunter, though. They moved from console to multi-platform, and they fucking made absolute bank off of that.
Oh no, Seven's always been known. Okay, the Final Fantasy games will always have a PC version, but it always releases later than the console versions.
But you must forget yourself, sir, because the original Final Fantasies were a Nintendo game.
Yes, they were, because PCs weren't capable of running them at the time. Somehow.
Well, no, it was Nintendo got really popular, so I think that's why they ended up sticking with Nintendo over PC for the longest time.
Right.
Is because Nintendos were pretty much relatively household at the time.
Yeah.
And PCs weren't.
Well, PCs were a little too expensive, and they were mostly for work stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Back at that time.
I remember my grandmother's Windows 3.1.
When did the first actual gaming PC come about?
Like actual gaming on like Windows. That was like probably like Windows 95.
Yeah.
Because that was when DirectX started being a thing.
I mean, right around the same time that like Doom would have come out too, like the very first Doom.
Doom and Quake, so like early mid 90s.
Right.
That would have been like the first dedicated type of thing, but still mostly it
Unreal
was
Tournament, etc.
I'm typing in the chat so you guys can see.
Mostly it was just those like 8-bit, 32-bit games, whatever.
You just made a jump from regular Nintendo to like early N64, late Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, but they were all within that. They're all within that quality span.
Shit, I remember the first real PC game I got. Fuck was the name of it? It had a really weird name, but it was a mech game that my uncle bought me for Christmas. Oh my god, what the hell was the name of it?
I mean, what was it?
I do miss how popular Mech Warrior games were back then.
Because I remember
they were
that
fun.
Like classic RuneScape came out in what, like 2001 or like 1999, something like that.
I know the original Diablo was 96.
That's the first. That's the first game I can remember playing. No,
Playing on
Heroes of Might and Magic was the first game I can remember playing. Diablo was very close behind though.
The graphics are so bad compared to now. But yeah, any of you get the opportunity to play the remake, do yourself a favor and do it.
I never really played the original though.
Does it still
people
take
never appreciate the remake and what they've done with it?
Yeah,
does
no
it still
shit.
take the turn-based combat and the like the very what is it, attack selection style? I guess you could say.
That's an option.
Okay, so you can play it like the original game, or you can play it like a third-person.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you play it like the original game, it has an AI that controls the character for the other stuff and lets you focus on the
On squad
selection of
management.
abilities and spells and stuff like that.
Yeah, on squad management. Okay.
Anybody watch Baki on Netflix?
Baki the Grappler.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a season 3. Like
When?
I got no. Sorry, is it season 2?
Oh my god, I think this was the
It
game.
could be considered season 2.
2-part.
No, it's not just 2-part. Like, I got through part 1, episode 1, and was like, what is going on here? What? Everybody seems to know each other. What the hell?
It's based off the original.
It picks up where the original left off.
I never watched the original.
Me neither. I found a YouTube video, and a guy broke down the storyline of the original for me, which helped me understand the fuck is going on in Netflix Baki.
Oh, I found the name of the game. It was Earthsiege 2. That was the one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Think of it, Baki Season 1, the Underground Tournament, Baki on Netflix as Season 2, the Convict arc, and Baki number 3 is going to be the Chinese tournament arc.
Can't wait for that.
Really quick, are we waiting on Folded or?
I was just thinking we might be able to just get a start on, and I'll have him come in whenever he's ready to go.
Oh, wow. Never played that. That's the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Because we've waited like 20 minutes.
Almost 30 actually.
Almost 30. I'll give him a message and let him know, but we're gonna be starting here in a sec.
Alright.
Gotta start preparing my voice here.
Yeah, get your preparations and stuff ready. We're gonna be starting in like 2 minutes.
I remember like the original Turoks as well.
Oh god,
my
Turok
God.
2.
Turok.
Cerebral Bore. Good old Cerebral Bore.
Yeah.
3DO Studios.
What was that one gun? Oh my goodness, what was it called again?
Oh, well, that game was just my first PC game.
But you remember?
We're
I
talking
think it
legit
was like
first game ever.
what was it? Like 2008, 2009. They did the Turok remake with updated graphics and everything. Remember that one being pretty great.
Yeah, so if
It is the not too
James and
distant
Lisa lose
future.
power,
Here, the mighty
Then-
country known as America has fallen like all great empires throughout history. Its 50 states broken into private territories after what was called the Techno-Industrial Civil Wars.
There's Storm or something?
With Wall
Yeah.
Street in shambles,
I can barely hear you guys.
the government bankrupt, and technological corporate giants running unorthodox takeovers, Neo-America
Damn.
was born.
That was the first game I ever played.
Brutal and inexcusable.
And that's probably why I have the Hylian crest tattooed on my wrist. And the sad part is I still go back every few years and replay that.
Can't blame you.
The original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
I either go back and I replay that one or I replay A Link to the Past.
I played the Course Master on my computer with the emulator and Xbox.
Yeah, that makes me kind of want to go back to play Twilight Princess again. Then do another run of Breath of the Wild just because.
See, I have everything done, and nothing's gonna like jump out and surprise me like it did the first time, which is kind of upsetting, honestly, because like I've gone through and replayed some of it, and it's just like this isn't as fun as it was the first time.
It just feels like a chore after a while, huh?
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's why I'm waiting for the
Wild 2's
sequel.
coming out, what, in like 2 years?
Hopefully.
Me, I still love going back and playing Jack and Daxter every time. So beautiful.
I mean,
That's
I've
that's
played the
one game
original
that I want to
version of
find again.
7
Is
probably 100
all
times.
3 Jack and Daxters.
Yep, all 3.
Oh.
Really wish they would bring it back and just start up another one.
Or even just like visually update and give better gameplay to the original trilogy as well. I'd be okay with that.
Remastered.
More the
Jack and Daxter remastered.
More the first...
Jack and Daxtered.
More the first one, not the last 2. I think the other 2 are good. The first one would definitely need some updating.
Is that ran on what, like PS2, PS3?
PS2.
I think it was PS2, yeah.
Yeah, PS2.
I own the PS2 version and the PS3 version.
Alright, everyone. Bring it in.
Huddle up.
Center yourself.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Blue 42. Blue 42.
I.
So, last time, in the seaside city of Irevane, wandering souls converged for the first time, each with a different story to tell. Be they from...
a demon.
Be they from the humble inner city hovels of Irevane itself, a campsite home to infamous mercenaries, within the gilded halls of a far-off kingdom dedicated to justice, a solitary village of gnomes built from what was once nothing, or the endless azure ocean landscapes with naught but a crew to call their own. These travelers have come together to achieve a singular dream. Profession or escape. Adventure. Upon getting acquainted with one another, our weary travelers formed their first party in the Adventurers Guild in the center of the city. Under the watch of the head receptionist Jalen, they were given their first contract, sponsored by the militia of Bleak known as the Griffin's Claw. Once our new party was given the task, of investigating a harrowing string of disappearances happening further west, further east, pardon me, in a small rural farming community known as Pinella Pass. Though they have a potential suspect in the form of a half-ogre named Hearn, they've been asked to find further information before proceeding with the apprehension of this concerning would-be criminal. You all left off just exiting the Adventurers Guild in the old district. Still having some unfinished business in the tavern, settling up his drinks and his food. The mercenary paladin who was introduced to you all as Fulladin remained inside, just finishing up his business there. He promised that no matter where you were, he would catch up with you and would make his way over as soon as possible. But until such a time, you all have quite a bit to do. So, who would like to make the first action?
So where are we standing?
You are currently outside the Adventurers Guild right here.
I would like to see if there's anybody I can pickpocket that's, rich, fancy.
Make a perception check.
Roguish things.
Shit.
You don't see anyone really worth pickpocketing currently. Everybody here just kind of looks like a common adventurer or someone who is just trying to get by with what they have.
Alright, well, I'd like to start making my way towards the carriage rental, or whatever we're doing.
Are you waiting for your party?
I'm gonna sneak my way there.
Make a stealth check.
Who ended up with the money?
That would be the most trustworthy one among you, which is Surrey.
Yeah, okay.
So, I need everyone in the party to make a perception check.
Perception?
Except for you, Scar. You're just trying to get away. I should have specified that.
Oh boy, a 3.
Okay. So Tulio, Surrey, and Millhouse, you're all just coming out of the Adventurers Guild. The sun's kind of getting in your eyes after adjusting to the light. Still early-ish in the morning, maybe coming around closer to midday, so the sun is high and bright after your meeting with Jalen. So you guys kind of raise your hands. It's like, the sun, party. Marius and Antoine, however, you notice as you all begin to make your way out, you hear the little pitter-patter of smaller feet, like the feet of a child, just kind of skittering away from you guys, and you notice Scar, for some reason, stealthily trying to make his way away from the group and towards what he would probably see as one of the city exits where you were alerted to to where you would know from Jalen would be where the carriages are.
I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders and continue. Yeah.
Marius, any specific action?
I'm just kind of observing the rest of the party.
Okay. So what does the rest of the party do?
I'd like to talk to the rest of the party. Just, because it was myself. Was it Foal's character was also from this area? Scar?
You would know that he works here more frequently. You're not entirely sure of where he comes from.
Hello.
But he's been in the city for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Sorry
after
about that.
settling, you actually came in on a perfect time. So, before you begin conversing with the party, and as you begin recounting how much you know about Fullerton, almost in a sort of speak of the devil kind of way, Fullerton, after settling up his debts with the bar and the inn inside, makes his way out of the Adventurers Guild with I would say, more or less content for what Fullerton is really expresses as contentness. Content look on his face.
All right. Well, with Irving, to those of you who don't know where to go, I'd be happy to show you around. If we so desire to just leave straight away, I may be able to assist in requisitioning a carriage.
That sounds like it'd be quite helpful. As I start to follow that guy.
Definitely appreciate it. It's quite a walk for someone of my size.
Indeed, would be Master Gnome.
Terrible joke. And then I shall follow along.
Small interjection. If you guys don't give this gnome fucking hell for being short, I will call every one of you racist.
Who's the gnome?
No comment.
It'd be prejudice if
comment.
It's a little harder for me to do. I'm not a giant of a creature.
So, would anyone like to go anywhere? Or are we just going straight to the stable?
You guys lead the way.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy just keeping you alive.
I'm fine with just going to the stable.
Very well. To the stable.
Is anybody else having any kind of voice lag or anything?
Not me.
No.
Not really, no.
Assumes triumphant pose.
Alrighty then. Shall we be off?
Yeah. I say as I fall in line.
I follow.
After all, in cases like this, time is of the utmost essence.
So, you all are making your way towards one of the city gates that you were directed to on your map?
Mm-hmm.
I'd likely take him to the easternmost gate by the Ivy Triangle.
Okay. So, really quick, you have a map, right?
Shit,
Or
we're
who
all
has
gonna
the
get
map?
mugged.
I have a map.
The
You
map
have a map?
of where we're going, or the map of the town?
Map of the town.
Well, we're all on that page.
I
Or are
Right.
you talking about like a physical map?
Yeah, physical map.
Yes.
In
Did I have a
character.
I'd like to make a
I
slight
can't remember
detour.
which map
I don't
to.
think anyone had a map unless someone got it
I will say
elsewhere.
that the person who got the map was
What'd you say, Fall?
Millhouse.
Like they're asking, are we going straight to the stables? I'd just like to make a slight detour to get 2 things of food.
I pull out the map and hold it kind of where I can see, but kind of where everybody else can see as well.
Standing in front of you and looking down at the map, I point out that the map is upside down.
Is the map actually upside down, though?
Make a,
It is to me. Because I'm standing directly in front of him. He's small enough I can look down at the map.
mm-hmm.
That map's upside down.
No, you're upside down.
I'm right side up.
Maybe your face is upside down.
Ooh. Oh, blow. Don't take it personal, Millhouse.
I think she was talking to you.
Nah, that can't be. Anyways, where you want to go?
I wouldn't have said that in character, just
Oh. But I ran with it and made a short joke out of it anyways. Alright.
Actually, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and hold the map up where everyone can see it.
Okay.
Not too high, not too high.
You summon this almost spectral, translucent. What color do you want it to be?
Rainbow.
Rainbow-colored hand just appear and sort of like flex itself into existence. It reaches over for the map that you're holding, and it just gently scoops it up out of your hand and holds it, sort of like a music podium, a music stand.
Okay, so where are we going?
I watched the hand with interest.
Oh no, the shinies.
Here we go again.
Did everyone hear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm beginning to wonder if Seth did.
Did I hear what?
Exactly. I had Mage Hand hold up the map and asked where we're going.
Oh, okay. I got lost somewhere then.
The exit.
I point to the southeastern gate by the Ivy Triangle. That will be our exit. And where we can requisition a carriage.
I pull out my my notes that I wrote yesterday just to confirm that that was where the guard said not to go.
You're looking to see if you shouldn't be going to the Ivy Triangle?
Yeah.
He did in fact say that the Ivy Triangle is the area that you want to stay away from.
Interesting choice. And I flip my notes back close.
That's the Ivy Triangle, right?
God.
No, it's on the east side.
He's being funny.
What was
If
this
it was
one
painted, that's just the building. I'm pretty sure.
That's just a building outside of the wall by the I think it's in the Meadows district.
You had a name for it. My character is familiar with it, and probably demons too.
Oh, yeah, we are pretty familiar with everything. That's the perch.
No, next to the perch.
Oh,
Just right here. I forgot what it was called.
I don't know.
This right over here?
Yeah.
These buildings are connected to the meadow.
You said this was thief territory, kind of like a
No,
hideout.
this is thief territory. This is part of the meadow. Anything over here is Ivy Triangle territory. Anything from here to here is the meadow.
Okay.
So, where are we leaving the city through?
We're going Ivy Triangle.
But weren't we told to avoid that area?
It will be fine.
Well, Millhouse was told to avoid that area. None of you guys were.
A large enough group won't pose an issue. And we're going straight to the stables. We're not loitering around in any back alleys or nothing. And Void.
Yep.
There was something going on there that I may or may not know about, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is it?
Wait, repeat the question? I heard part of it. My mic fucked up.
In the Ivy Triangle, was there something going on there in this last day or so that, as in relation to my job, that I may or may not know about?
What was your job again?
Coroner.
Oh. You know what? Make an intelligence check.
Just flat intelligence?
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Ooh.
Womp womp.
There was a stabbing yesterday. You have no idea where the body came from, but apparently it wasn't far off from Irvine. You don't know if it came from the Ivy Triangle or if it was from the inner city, but the body was found in the marketplace.
Got it. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yep.
Is there anything that me or Scar would be in the loop on?
Oh, well, Scar's not there anymore, so...
So fuck Scar.
Tulio, as someone of a semi-roguish nature, you are particularly aware of the Ivy Triangle's existence through certain unsuspecting people in the town speaking in a tongue that is all but too familiar to you in the way of thieves' cant.
Yes, indeed.
For example, someone speaking in thieves' cant could say something like, "Little Jimmy went to go and see the
dentist. How many teeth did he get
yesterday.
pulled?
How many? Yeah, exactly. And you know, that would be code for
I'm
this
looking for
person-
help. How many people?
Exactly. Or this person went to this place to get these things. How many did he get? So you see people speaking like that oftentimes and then making their way back to the Ivy Triangle.
Tommy got 6 oranges. Run.
That means he's being chased by 6 naked pedophiles.
You,
What the hell?
You've visited the Ivy Triangle once or twice, but being away from the port and stuff, you're not really inclined to stay too long. You would know of its existence and you know of a few people in the Ivy Triangle, but you don't know, like, the people, you know?
Gotcha.
Or what you would assume would be the people.
What you mean, the people?
Exactly.
Scars people, let's be fair.
Also, Fullerton, I missed your text. You can make a survival check for me.
Ah, shit.
Who am I not watching?
One sec.
You are not watching me.
Now I should be.
Jesus.
Fullerton, just letting you know. If you ever want to make an or a check of any kind, look at your sheet real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where it says under your skills, survival?
Yes.
You can,
Says
when you
1.
scroll over that roll, and you hit, or in the text like glows red. Like if you scroll over the word survival, it glows red. You can click that, and it'll put it in for you without having you type anything.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's what I like about these sheets. They're
That's handy.
all macroed already.
Clickable.
Yeah, and here, hold on. Before we do anything else, I'm gonna change something up for you. See how at the top now there's this thing called advantage, normal, and disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, so you're almost always going to be on normal, but if I ever say do something with advantage, you click that, it turns red. That means you're rolling with advantage. If you ever roll this, you'll be rolling it with disadvantage. What that means is, let's say you're in an advantageous position against an enemy and you're trying to swing at them with your sword. If you have advantage, you would be rolling 2 weapon strikes and you'd be taking the higher number no matter which roll is there. If you have disadvantage, you'd be rolling 2 numbers again, but you'd be taking the lower number because you're at a disadvantage against your opponent. And if you're rolling normally, then you're at no disadvantage or advantage, you're just doing what you can.
Oof.
Okay.
So try and make a survival check. Well, actually, I'll take the 7 for right now.
I rolled a nat 1, and because I have -1, it became 0.
I
rolled a 0.
So,
Just
Fullerton,
fall on yourself.
being sort of to yourself and very solitary in your nature, you don't really know where the best food stands for what you're looking for specifically would be. But you would imagine in the city that a lot of stuff is being traded and imported. You would suspect that you would still be able to find it here.
Onward to the Ivy Triangle.
Away we go.
It's actually gonna say, Void, do you need anything from me?
A turtle and a goose.
What is this, Kung Fu Panda?
That's a crane.
I mean, a goose was in Kung Fu Panda.
What, you want noodles? I'm hungry. Thank you.
I just ate.
I saw.
Love lava cakes.
Okay. So, you guys have had a minute to discuss where would you all like to be heading? Which gate?
Well, again, I'm leading the way through the east gate by the Ivy Triangle.
Okay. Then you all are heading
that's where
there.
I was gonna say I'm gonna
leading
follow
them.
the guide.
Unless they, I'll just out veto me.
You all begin to make your way from the old district through the east ward and through the outer rim of the timber steps, and make your way down the main road leading to the Ivy Triangle. But before we get to you guys, Scar, you've left the party.
Yep.
And you have gone ahead. Which way have you gone?
I went to the Ivy Triangle because that's my hometown. That's my snizzle place to be at.
Okay.
Way to split the party. We haven't even left town yet.
Are you heading to the carriage stalls like we mentioned before?
Yep.
All right. You get there. They're stationed right here at the front of this building, with a rather large stable in it.
Okay.
You're able to see horses, of all shapes and sizes inside. You could see ponies, you could see donkeys, you could see, even though donkey's not really a horse, you could see, variations of war horses and riding horses of different colors. And you would also be able to see towards the other side of the building, outside the stables, you would be able to see the selection of carriages and wagons that are available to be rented and to be bought and sold.
Okay.
Beyond this, you also note that there is a figure outside, common clothes, a straw hat, looking relatively. His shirt, which is just like a white, common shirt, kind of smudged with like dirt and hay stains is the best way I can describe it. Like, these yellow blots on his shirt. And he even has a few little stems of hay kind of sticking out over his collar.
Okay.
He's just sitting there leaning against the wall. Nobody's really doing business with him right now. He's just kind of looking over things and making sure that everything's okay. He looks kind of like he's taking a break.
Huh. Alright.
That is all you see.
I would like to look around for vantage points up on the rooftops.
Are you going to try and climb up to a roof, or to the roof?
I would like to climb up to a roof for a vantage point.
Make an acrobatics check. Okay. With stealth,
You just physically walk up the wall.
With dexterous, with practiced dexterous precision, you leap up on top of one of the wagons, and then spider climb practically up to the top of the carriage purveyor's roof.
All right.
It's not a particularly tall building, but from the from the front of it, you would be able to see pretty much the entire layout of the street. You can't see over this wall right here.
Okay. Well, yeah, the city wall.
Yeah, you can see pretty much everything from within this radius right here, from this vantage point on that roof.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for the group to arrive.
Okay. Then we shall go back to the main group.
I will also take out my short bow.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
We're about to get JFK'd, boys.
Right.
The party would be continuing on through the eastwards or between the eastward and the timber steps. Fullerton, make a perception check.
One moment.
No problem.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Surprise truck coming in at a little after 7.
Fullerton, try as you might to look for the object that you're looking for. It's just not appearing right before your eyes. You see other manners of food stalls that are selling sweet tarts, pies, just basic fruit, bread, soup, but nothing in the wheelhouse that you're looking for.
Ha. Sorry.
I'm glad you caught that.
Wheelhouse, millhouse.
But no,
The rest of the group, meanwhile, continues onward. You all are seeing common people walk through the street. They look to be busy about their days, moving stock in large wooden crates. Children playing in the streets in front of what looks to be a manner of an orphanage. School looks to have recently been let out. Pretty calm day in the city of Irevane.
I just kind of look around at the party, make sure none of them have any intent to burn down the orphanage.
So far, looking a-okay, Marius. The party seems to be not intent on murdering a bunch of children today, as far as you know.
When you look over at Tulio, you'll notice that his head is always on a swivel, and his left hand is holding his saber, and his right hand is tucked in a pocket on his jeans, not too far from his little dagger. Casually strolling along, but head always on a swivel. Trying to project an air of confidence and experience.
Out of character, just so you guys know, if we were playing evil characters, we'd totally burn that orphanage down.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Only on
No
Skyrim.
hesitation.
I mean, that's if you're playing chaotic evil.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles.
And if you think about it, we're actually helping the townsfolk because we're taking all the load off the taxpayers, and they can put that into bettering the town. Like, we're doing a civil service if you think about it.
You're giving someone in the party more work to do at the mortician's place.
Thanks, buddy.
We're growing the economy.
It's business, economics, man. Supply and demand.
Like
Here's
today.
a game about this.
Did my camera stop?
Yeah.
I don't see my.
Yeah.
I don't see
Graveyard
myself on.
keeper or whatever.
Undertaker.
It says I'm still
Fullerton,
seeing your guys' faces and mine.
Fullerton, you are easily just making your way through the crowd. People seem to be giving you and the party just a particularly wide berth, simply because y'all are in armor, y'all have weapons. They want to respect your space and as much as you respect them, and they seem to be more on guard themselves given the area that they're in.
I got Thieves back, but I don't have Demon anymore.
Yeah, hold on.
Yay, I'm back. Hi, guys.
Hi, Thieves. Oh, and you're gone again.
I got smoke back, but I don't have teeps.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I'd have a firm clutch on what I do have on me for belongings.
Mm-hmm.
How professional do I look?
I'm just kind of strolling at the head of the party.
You're just looking to
my vestments.
Okay. You're looking to look professional?
Yes.
You look
put on a business
adequately
suit.
professional.
Good.
You look suave, debonair almost even. You get a few side glances from some ladies and lasses in the city, and you hear just muffled whispers are followed by slight giggles, but nothing more than that.
Excellent.
You all continue onward.
One must demonstrate a sense of dignity.
Fullerton, one more time. Could you make me a perception check?
He doesn't see it. Stop trying to make him.
Okay. Fullerton, as you reach about here, and the party begins to come into Scar's view, you spot it. The stand you've been looking for, the stand that you've been sniffing for, and what has been eluding you all up until this very moment. The cheese stand.
Yes!
You find wheel upon triangularly sliced, just oodles of cheese. All different shapes and sizes and textures and colors. You just see it all. It's all right there on the stand. And behind the stand, an elderly looking gentleman. He looks to be a human. In his what you would assume is 80s. Wearing a smock of what looks like he's got very weathered hands, very shaky looking forearms. He doesn't look like he can he doesn't look like he's anything too outstanding outside of the fact that he just looks very experienced in the way of cheese. Or what you would assume would be very experienced in the way of cheese.
Cheese. I guess I'll tap our party lead's shoulder and go, hey, I want to stop here for a sec.
We can't stop here. This is bad country.
God damn it.
It was right about then that the drugs began to take hold.
Just stopping to take a big ol' huff of ether.
Well, at least you're gonna have a good time.
God.
But
Jesus, man.
Jesus, yes.
And crackers.
So Fullerton, what do you do?
I don't know.
After tapping our lead to hold on for a moment, I go to the cheese stand and I start inquiring about something good for the road with the vendor.
As you approach, the old man kind of waves you down, and he sees you. He adjusts the spectacles that are over his eyes, and he waves at you with a very shaky hand. Oh, hello there, Sonny. Well, are you interested in buying some cheese today?
Yes, sir. Just get me a wheel of whatever works good for the road.
Oh, of course.
I made that perception roll to make sure nobody's stealing from him in this process.
Okay. You watch out.
Wow, trust issues?
No one appears to be stealing from him just yet, but you keep your guard.
I like that part.
The old man brings you a not a small wheel of cheese. But he brings you a travel-sized wheel of cheese. So something like, how do I explain this?
About that big?
Something you could wrap up in cloth and put in a bag.
Yeah, something that you could wrap up in cloth and put in a bag and it wouldn't weigh you down. I'd say it weighs around like 3-4 pounds.
That's a lot of cheese.
But is it though?
It's good for a party.
I have a feeling it's not going to be for the party.
Is this sufficient for you?
1 second. I think I may hear a siren. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it. I'll be able to hear you guys.
Okay.
All right. Yes, that'll be good, my good sir.
All right. Well, for this particular wheel of cheese, I say about 10 gold will be sufficient.
Jesus.
That's some
Actually, no, that
expensive
is
cheese.
that is some
That
expensive
is
cheese.
Yeah.
Hold
very
on.
expensive.
Let me dial
Like,
back the price. I will
That's that
say
good
Like 10
shit.
silver, maybe.
I'll say about one. No. 7 silver.
7 silver. I reach in to my pouch and pull
You'd
out.
realistically have to just give him a gold piece, and he'll
I'm
give you
back.
change.
I'm
Okay.
back.
now,
Yeah.
Void, are we using Electrum or no?
What?
That's a good question. I haven't really considered it yet. I'm on the fence with a maybe.
Okay, because it's silver, Electrum, then gold, right?
It is.
Currently.
Platinum?
Yeah, I believe Electrum's worth 5 silver.
Yes, Electrum's worth 5 silver.
It could be the
But-
Bradian currency.
I thought 1 Electrum was worth 10 silver and 5 Electrum was.
No, 10 silver is worth 1 gold. Electrum's
Okay, so it's
Electrum's
Electrum.
worth half a gold.
Electrum
Okay.
is worth 50.
5 silver.
Yeah, sure. I'll try Electrum this time.
Oh, 5 silver, wrong one.
Just so I know the conversion is it. How many silver is in the gold?
10.
10.
So
Okay.
yeah, 10.
It's normally 10. Electrum's a new currency that's worth half a gold.
So you'd be getting
Okay.
three silver in exchange. So you're gonna be taking out a gold piece, and you're gonna put in whatever number is less than what you have, and then you're also going to give yourself 3 silver pieces.
You might not be able to work that. Give me a sec.
I hand the man 2 Electrum. Sorry, we don't take foreign currency here.
Just trying to find gold at this point. Yeah.
There you go. That's your currency wealth.
Oh, it's right there in front of me. SP is silver.
Yep.
Yes. Silver pieces.
Yep, looks like a triangle.
Gotcha. Okay. And then add add a travel thing of cheese.
Brick of cheese.
Brick.
Brick. Oh, cheese.
Bam. Done. You said 3 or 4 pounds?
You said like 3-4 pounds.
Alright. I got 4 pounds of cheese.
We'll call it 3.5.
It's like a quarter the size of you.
Here, hold this for me. He falls over.
It's kind of fucked up. I'm not there though, so.
Well, actually, as I said before, with your former perception check, you'd be able to see the party.
Oh, me?
Yes, you can see the party right here at this street corner.
Oh.
They seem to be stopping for Fullerton, who appears to be buying cheese.
I'm just gonna kind of keep a lookout then.
Okay.
Do you need another perception?
I mean, or what are you looking out for?
Yeah, just looking for any, fellow thieves might be looking to mess with my party.
Okay. Take a perception check.
Khajiit has Gruyere if you have coin.
Khajiit has catnip if you.
Khajiit rolled 22.
Currently, nothing seems to be coming out towards your party.
Alright, anything in the area?
You can see a few roguish-looking individuals who don't seem to be paying any attention to the group right about in this corner right here.
Oh, on the other side of that building? By the wall?
Yeah, they don't.
Okay.
There just seems to be like conversing to themselves, minding their own business, not doing anything. As far as you can tell, knowing that they're your people, nefarious.
Right. Cool.
They're just sort of chilling. Alright, and you now have a wheel of cheese, good sir. It is white cheese. Do you return to the party afterwards?
Ooh, is it Parmesan?
Yes, I do.
All right. With
Ah, it's
cheese in
mozzarella.
bag and a smile on the inside, if not the outside, you return to the party.
Cart's a little fuller. Your wallet's.
You cut out there, buddy.
All right, gang, what's up? What are we doing?
I'm still beelining with the party for the stable.
All right. You get to the same stable master that Scar has arrived to already. You see right off here to the left side of the building from the front, you see the various wagons and styles of wagons that are there. None of them look too expensive or fancy. They all look relatively simple and pedestrian in make. They are available for rent and purchase. And you can see that the front, or the owner, who's kind of now moved over towards the stables and is feeding the horses and the various pack animals that are there, is just sort of minding his own business, tending to his animals.
All right. I will walk up and attempt to acquire his attention.
He kind of turns his head and a few stalks of hay just kind of slide out of his shirt. Hello. Adventurers, I take it? He kind of motions to your guys' outfits.
Aye, that they be. We're in need of a carriage and two good horses.
You looking for war horses, riding horses, draft horses, mules?
Zelda's right here.
I do believe we will require a draft
Where's Dick?
carriage.
All right.
Because
He
riding
kind of-
horses aren't necessarily strong enough to pull the carriage. Yes.
I have to double
War
check
horses
that.
maybe, but
War horses are definitely strong enough to pull a carriage. Draft horses are probably better for what you're looking for, yes. So he
Yes.
leads you over to a various line of like 4 horses. There are a few empty stalls, which would imply to you that maybe some people have recently bought some horses or have bought them in the past and he just hasn't gotten any new ones left. But there's a fine selection of draft horses there. Some with the creamy white color with brown spots all over their body. Some just straight black. Some brown, a mixture of brown and black. But they all look capable, well-maintained horses.
okay.
Any of these suit your fancy?
How much for two?
50 gold piece in each, or 50 gold pieces each.
Is that for rental or for purchase?
Ah, you're looking for rental?
I'm merely inquiring as to your wares.
Right. Well, it also kind of varies on location. Where are you planning on taking them out of Bleak?
Nay, we shall be staying within the country.
With that known, I can part with them for 15 gold each for rental. For purchasing, I'm going to stick with 50. They're good horses.
And you're going to need to bring them back with at least 3/4 of a tank.
I'm gonna motion for Suri.
Humps in your general direction.
Well, that's
Lisa, are you
Coke,
back?
Is she still away?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna motion you over.
I come along.
Here be our keeper of coin.
I nod.
How much do we have again for purchase or rental of a carriage?
I wrote it down. 190 gold.
And, my good sir, how much would a carriage be for purchase?
Purchase. Carriage would be around. You looking for a carriage or a wagon?
A carriage.
He kind of tilts his head and he leads you
Wagon
outside.
as in like Conestoga style, or wagon and as in like a pull cart.
He leads you outside just to show you what you're looking for. The carriages are all those like kind of upper class, but not too well taken care of in terms of like upper class. I'd say like middle upper class carriages with hoods over them and like the fancy doors. Something that you would be using to travel around in seclusion.
Okay.
And then he kind of gestures over to what would be perceived as a wagon, which is more pedestrian, more like used to transport goods or people from place to place.
Okay.
So more farm style.
So wagon's more like a merchant's like a traveling merchant's cart.
Yeah,
or
a farmer's wagon. A farmer's wagon.
And then the carriages are more like those like travel boxes.
Correct.
I guess you could say like travel wagons. Okay.
Correct. For the carriage, it'd be around to buy. It'd be around 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
For the wagons, however, I could part with one of them for 35.
Okay. Thank you. You've given me much to consider. Allow me a spare moment to get with my party, and we'll get back to you.
Do what you must. I'll go get your horses ready. Do you have any preference on which two?
Two of your youngest, if you please.
He nods and he goes and fetches two of the youngest. Out of the ones that are there.
Everyone, campfire.
I gather.
I motion for the rest of the party to come over to me as I step away from the stable master.
I step over.
Same.
Yeah.
Also,
my character comes over. He's also
Right.
nomming on a small
Is
piece of
Scar
cheese.
going to join us, or is he still standing by the roadside?
I think he's still too busy being an edgelord.
Fair enough.
Nope. Probably don't notice him. All right.
I don't think he realizes that we can't hear him.
Demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Demon.
Demon.
Let me message him and make sure.
Oh.
The poor unfortunate
There you go.
soul.
Welcome back.
I accidentally clicked the mute button.
Okay.
I'm staying up on the roof.
Okay.
Watching.
Okay.
No one knows I'm there yet.
Brooding.
Nah, just watching.
My parents were killed in an alley like this. This is where I became an orphan.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My parents are dead.
That
Alfred,
he doesn't know.
make me a sandwich.
That he doesn't know.
All right. So, rough estimates for costs. The draft horses will cost 50 gold apiece to buy. So there will be the parties, or the guilds rather, perhaps. And 15 to rent if we're staying within Blake.
Jalen did say it was ours to do with whatever. So I guess they'd be ours.
The wagon and a basic merchant's wagon will run us 35 gold pieces, whereas a more stylish, comfortable travel wagon will run us about 100 gold pieces. So, what do we wish to do? We have 190 gold pieces given to us by Jalen.
I vote for function over comfort.
Same.
Let's see. Based on what she gave us, we'd only be about 10 gold short for the nice carriage and 2 horses.
Indeed, that would be true.
I look into my coin purse and then sigh, disappointed.
I know the feeling.
Well, it's
But having the fancier cart would make us more of a target.
It's true. Especially on this side of town, from what I hear.
Was it actually a fancy cart or is it just hooded?
It's
Well,
there are a few that look a little more upscale, and then there are some that look just hooded.
Yeah, so like the 35 gold cart would be like a lower class Conestoga type wagon, right? Where it's like the inside is just, you know, front to back hollow. It just got a canvas roofing on it. Whereas the travel cart, think of like
fancy wagon. Okay.
Not a palanquin, but something like that where it has like doors and seats on the inside and it's cushioned and stuff. Yeah.
Travel wagon.
Yeah, a Victorian travel wagon or like an old style taxi.
None of them look high class. They're all like medium class or lower.
Yeah, they're not particularly well built or maintained, but it's definitely a step up in comfort from just your merchant's wagon.
I don't know, just, I guess, go with whatever we can afford.
I agree. Nondescript, something that won't draw too terribly much attention. I mean, I'm already pretty flashy.
I mean, at that point, what's it matter?
You're not here.
I know I would not. I would be using my actual character's voice.
No comments from the peanut gallery, Mister. Sit on the roof and brood.
Stay up there and be angsty. All right.
I am the knight.
I am the knight.
Yes, only death. Nothing serious.
All right then. So
lights up cigarette.
Yeah.
We're in agreement then that we are buying the horses and wagon.
Tosses
and
emo.
we're going for the.
I'd go ahead and I'd rather buy than rent.
You know that chunk of hair that hangs down in front of your face, like you just toss it, emo. Yeah, yeah, the emo toss.
That's what I'm trying to do. The worst part is my hair is long enough to kind of do that.
Leviosa.
Because you haven't had a haircut in 2 months since this COVID.
Longer, actually. Longer. I haven't had a haircut since like almost end of December.
Yikes.
This quarantine is making people insane. There's people screaming at each other down the hill.
Because people are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
What?
All right. So we're in agreement that we're buying.
No.
Yeah.
A 35 gold cart and 2 draft horses. No.
So long as we can afford it, and we're renting? We're not.
Now, if we purchase, it'll only cost us 135 gold for a basic wagon and 2 draft horses.
I mean, I'm good with purchasing, but who's going to take care of them when we're elsewhere?
The stable can be rented out to take care of the horses while we're in town.
Then I'm good, because, I mean, in the long run, it'd save money to go ahead and...
Aye, but well worth the
I
investment
should be able to
if
work
you
out
know how
something
to,
with the
how to-
guild
how
that
to
would
save
allow
for it.
us to stable our horses there. They do that for adventuring parties from time to time, so long as they're actively engaged in guild activities.
So, I don't mind purchasing for long time use if the party's fine with that as well.
Are you a Jewish dragon?
No,
God damn it.
I've
She'd be green.
Oh god.
Oh damn.
I've just got a sense of variety,
Frugality.
frugality. Sorry, I'm grinding
She
on
likes to sleep on her coins.
Yes.
Got a hoard.
Yeah, you guys hand me money, and I'm just like, well, this is mine now.
Yeah, give it to the Dragonborn. Keyword dragon there.
Not the greatest idea.
But no, she's not the type.
All right. So we purchased the horses and the carriage and provisions for the horses for the trip out
Down at what?
and the trip back.
You guys doing funds individually or as a whole?
I've been carrying the funds for the party.
She was somehow she was somehow targeted as trustworthy.
After what you guys saw her do as Caw,
Hey, this is not Ka.
What she did as Caw versus what she does as Surrey is completely different.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get that.
What happens in Call Club stays in Call Club.
Besides,
Exactly.
it wasn't necessarily our decision to make her the treasurer. Jalen just kind of went, you look the most trustworthy. Here you go.
And tossed money at me. I think it's because I was in full garb.
You look like I can trust you.
All right. Well,
Good.
hold on.
Good.
If and when an agreement.
Oh, I
Sorry.
can hear it on your end too.
Yeah.
Smoke?
It's the same one.
Yeah, that's the same fucking thunder.
The thunder rolls.
Sorry, if you please.
Yeah, what am I at now? How much is that going to cost us all?
Well, we got to negotiate still.
Okay. I'm not that good at negotiating. I'll let you know that ahead of time.
Of course not, you're honest. It's like sending a church minister to a used car salesman. Terrible idea.
No, that's a horrible idea because they'll be there forever. One of them's going to con you into something now. One of them's going to con you into something later.
I can see her doing what like one of those anime girls did, where they just like give more money than what they were trying to do.
I'm not selling bathwater.
No. No. As like one of the anime girls, they were trying to negotiate,
Gamer
and they were
girl
giving
P.
more money.
Oh, I'll give you 5 gold for it. What about 4? 6, you got me.
Exactly.
5? Alright, fuck it, we're at 10 now.
Stop twisting my arm here. I got to make a living somehow.
That
Anyway.
would honestly probably be closer to the truth than not. Anyway, though, let me know how much I'm taking out of this fund so I can change the number.
I'll
get to it.
walk back up to the counter or the.
There's no counter. It's
Stable
he's
line,
outside the
whatever it
building.
is.
He's just a stable master. He's just kind of waiting for you with the 2 horses. He picked out 2 very beautiful midnight black horses.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, master. We've come to a decision.
I immediately approach the horses with my palm out.
No, I'm sorry.
All right. While you're beginning to start your negotiation, I want Surrey to make an animal handling check.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, horsey. All right, horsey. Hey, horsey.
The horses, as you kind of lift up your palm to them in that bright nature that you carry, they just kind of lean down and start sniffing at your hand, seeming more curious than afraid of the fact that you're kind of half dragon.
We do that whole 90-10 thing where I reach out and just touch their nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem okay with you. They don't seem very disturbed.
I walk up to try and help her.
You also want to try and or do stuff with the horses?
Yes.
Make an animal handling check.
He did.
There you go.
Oh yeah, no, they love you. They kind of look over at you and they seem incredibly comfortable with you for some reason. They both kind of lean in, and one actually kind of leans away from Surrey as you approach, and it's just like, "Oh, you're interesting."
I scritch the ears.
What is animal handling upped by, if you don't mind my asking?
Wisdom.
Oh.
Wisdom.
Interesting.
It's a wisdom check.
Oh, that makes sense.
I figured it would. I just kind of looked at the rest of the party. I'm like, would you guys like me to drive?
I'm not the best at driving, so sure.
Now this is an open bed kind of wagon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Open bed, side seats, you know, places for people to sit, kind of like Skyrim-esque if you think about it. Like you wake up on the wagon.
You're awake.
Yes.
Even last night's storm couldn't rake you.
Jesus.
I hear they've arrived in Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
What is that?
No, my roommate was actually saying that he thinks it would be hilarious to knock somebody out and put them in like a VR setup like that.
Oh,
where when they wake up, it turns onto that.
You got caught using the board. Same as that horse thief.
Like, damn you, Todd Howard! Except
You've
that
done it again.
Where when you get put on the headsman's block, you actually cut off your head, and then you wake up and it's just Fallout 4.
It'd be really
Grand Theft Cart.
it'd be really fucked up if Tom Howard like somehow put everyone in the video game and that's all you live for the rest of your life.
Like Sword Art Online, but Bethesda.
Exactly.
Anywho, back on track.
Oh god, Bethesda Online already exists.
So, you want to negotiate with the horse or with the stable master?
With the horses, yes. Nay, question mark? Nay, exclamation point.
What do you say, Antoine?
We've come to a decision, Master. We've decided that we'd like to purchase your two horses and a basic merchant's wagon.
All right. Are you content with the standard price?
Altogether, all said and done, it'll cost us 135 gold if I have my maths correct.
Correct.
Oh, I want to pull out my little seal. Any discounts for guild members?
Make a persuasion check. He kind of gives you that kind of like, look.
Hey, I'll take it.
This is a relatively new party, and we are on guild business.
Hey,
I'll cut. I'll cut 10 gold off the wagon. 5 gold off each horse.
Okay. At this point, I'd like to go inspect the wagon.
Okay.
Suri perks up hearing what's going on and walks over and places her hand in a friendly manner on the guy's shoulder, looking down at him and says, "And how about for the devotee of Tiamat, or Tiamat? Oh my God!
Oh no!
Devotee,
all of us
get out of here!
Oh shit!
No deal.
Screaming headache.
No deal.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I did not mean to like.
No, I know. Go ahead.
I've said Tiamat so much more than Bahamut,
You have.
like in my life. But
You're a terrible person.
that's what I say. I put my hand down on his shoulder and I said, "And how about for a devotee of Bahamut?
Well, I
Especially
appreciate
since
everything.
you know that we will always come to your aid."
Well,
I'll try a persuasion if you want.
Sure. He kind of looks at you.
Big smile.
And he gives you like a sort of like, I really shouldn't, but
Big fang-toothed smile.
he
Fang-tooth smile.
Oh no!
No.
as I
friendly intimidation. I promise.
Okay.
Friendly intimidation.
I'm not counting the intimidation.
Yeah, don't.
There's no way. I'd be giving you disadvantage if you were smiling at him and trying to intimidate him.
Well, I mean,
Non-lethal murder.
But as I put this dice in dice jail because it's bad, he kind of looks at you and he rolls his eyes. Fine, another 5 off the wagon.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I would like to inspect the wagon at this point.
It is
Go ahead.
It is at this
I'm
point that
basically just looking for any faults in the axles, the wheels, anything that looks like cracked, like severely degraded. Basically, just making sure that it's not going to break on us halfway through.
Investigation.
Let me know if you find anything like that.
All in all,
Smoke, you can't heal the wagon.
It's not the fanciest thing you've ever seen. It's very commonplace. It's very, it's very. The build of it is mostly wood. The most of it is primarily wood. There are a few, obviously, like the only metal pieces in it are like for the bolts that hold the wheels together. The frame of the outer steps that would let you get into the wagon itself. But other than that, everything else is pretty much wood. But it's pretty solid from what you can tell.
as he's
Well put together.
inspecting.
So no obvious like crack defects.
No,
or
everything looks
splintering.
good.
Okay.
As he is inspecting, I would like to drop down into the wagon.
Are you doing it stealthily, or are you just trying to do it?
Stealthily, yeah.
First, I want you to make a stealth. Okay, now I want you to make an acrobatics.
So when he looks up, he's gonna see me, and I'm just gonna be looking at him.
I don't know. Do I see you?
Make a perception. You don't see him initially. So you drop down, kind of sliding off the side of the building, and you stealthily, without even like shaking the wagon, just land into one of the seats, and then you kind of lean over the side where he's looking.
I'm just kind of looking at him.
Antoine, as you begin to like look over the rest of what you would imagine is the wagon's external hull, you take a breath, knowing that it is totally fine. Everything is seeming in good condition. You look up towards the wagon itself, like where you would see everybody being seated. Yeah, right. And all of a sudden, there's a halfling in your face, who's just kind of giving you these crazy eyes. As
but how close is he though?
Or
is he
how
just, like,
close are you?
Is he just like, arms just resting on the railings, or is he like actually leaning over and like putting his face inside my face?
Scar.
I am leaning over, yeah.
He's gonna kiss the girl. Whoa, whoa.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
The final number is -15 on the wagon and minus 5 on each horse.
So 110 for a total.
110 total.
Oh, jeez, what would I do then?
Okay. I'm gonna put in the thing that we have 2 horses and a wagon. Where do I put that?
All right. Now, Demon, are you trying to like surprise me, intimidate me? What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, just surprise you.
All right. Performance check to not appear surprised.
With what he rolled on stealth, I'm gonna say you didn't make it. You look like, for a moment, you look surprised, and then it's just like, you get a sudden start, like, ah!
I go back to not leaning forward and just look at him.
Just kind of glare at you balefully.
I go back to not leaning forward. I just kind of like sit there and watch.
All right. I walk back to the stable master.
I follow him.
Everything appears to be in order.
My eyes follow him every step.
So, if everything looks good, do we have a deal?
I hand him the gold and say, yes!
We appear to have a deal, my good sir.
He takes 110 of your gold. Be sure to mark it off.
I did.
Okay. So, you all now have 2 draft horses and a carriage. Or not a carriage, a wagon.
One more matter of business,
Hmm.
Stable Master. Would you be able to provide us with provisions for the horses?
I can give you some of my my stock, sure, for another price.
I thought we got...
You got the wagon and the horses. You didn't get provisions.
We didn't get any hay or grain for the horses to eat.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to be riding, so we should be able to have them with grass.
Yeah, but it's not a full and complete diet. And
They still need,
it's still
like,
good to
grain and
have something for them to eat on the in case that they will not eat what's available to them.
That makes sense.
And always bring an apple every so often.
Very well. What are your prices for feed?
Depends on what you're trying to get. If you're going for hay, I would say 7 silver pieces per bundle. If you're going for grain, I'd say 3 silver pieces per bag.
What do these horses prefer? These two.
They can go for either. Honestly, they're very strong. They're very adaptive. I would say they're more if I were to say which one they're more a fan of, I would say hay.
I immediately toss him 2 gold coins, get 2 bundles, and tell him to keep the change.
Oh, well, thank you. Let me go grab that for you then.
How far away exactly is the town we're going to?
Yeah.
If you check your map,
Is it like a full day's travel, 2 full days travel, day and a half?
it doesn't look like it'll take you more than like 2 days to get there.
No, he ended up with 3 silver.
Okay.
If you travel continuously through the night.
Yeah.
If you stop, it'll probably take you the full 2 days.
Okay.
I do anticipate stopping the rest.
We already have a cart cat.
10.
We have 2.
We have 2 cart cats.
It's 10 silver per
True.
1 gold, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I swear it was 100 silver.
This isn't
No,
Terraria.
that's copper. That's copper.
No.
Yeah, that's copper.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'll post a picture of it in the Discord channel.
Yeah, it's
So I gave him a 6 silver tip.
Correct.
It's 100 copper for 1 gold.
I was explaining it to Jamie.
Yeah.
How many copper is it?
10.
Right?
Yeah.
And then what? 10 silvers a gold, 10 golds a black.
Yeah, everything's in increments of 10 except for Electrum because fuck you.
Exactly.
I don't even see Electrum on our...
Honestly, Electrum might be the currency of the Empire, so...
Hey, you're welcome for the idea.
Electrum is that like octagonal or hexagonal one right between gold and silver.
Copper, silver, gold, black.
That's EP.
Errol. Wait, I thought...
Copper, silver, gold, black. Then the element.
Wait, what is the one in the middle then?
The one in the very middle of those 5 currents of those 5 denominations is Electrum pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's the
kind of
cobalt
like
one.
a bluish gray
Okay, I was just
hexagon.
wondering, I thought it was going in increment order, and then it just didn't. Fuck you.
It does, except for Electrum. Electrum is just worth half a gold.
Oh, is it
Because
seriously? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's 2 electrum pieces per 1 gold, so it's 5 silver to 1 electrum, or 50 copper to 1 electrum.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like if you're ever running a cash register and someone hands you a 50-cent piece, it's like that. It's like, God damn it, this is technically currency, but I don't want it.
Electric sounds more important than it is.
I thought it was like a $2 bill.
That too, also valid.
Like a 50-cent coin. All right. Yes. So I toss in those 2 coins, grab up the bales, and toss them into the thingy
The wagon.
wagon.
Does
Then I
she
toss
know?
myself in the wagon.
I'm just waiting for people to notice I'm there.
Well, I'm in the wagon
You go
now.
to toss yourself into the wagon. You spot the little halfling that's just been kind of watching out.
I just kind of wave.
Do you almost sit on top of the halfling?
I totally plopped down. Like, I wasn't even watching. I just kind of heaved myself in.
Well, let's see here.
It's
Well, he can see you, so I'm gonna say
I would have been I would have moved out of the way.
make just a dex check just to be sure.
Oh.
It's not stopping.
But ask yourself, this giant thigh-having half-dragon golden lady goes to sit down on your face. Are you really gonna dodge?
Considering it would kill me, yes.
He's not a bard, okay?
He's also a little gay.
However, you will notice that after you sit down, he kind of moves closer. And it kind of just looks up at Surrey.
Do I notice?
And
do the
perception. And do the creep.
Well, do you want to notice?
No, you do not. You're just
Listen
happy
here,
as a clam.
Bahamut is the only man in her life.
You have just you have horses, you have hay. You're kind of like fixing everything. You're fixing everything under the seat to make sure that.
I'm excited for a trip. I'm ready. I'm ready to go on an adventure because I've been stuck in a temple my whole life, helping out the priests. Not that that's a bad thing, of course, because I love helping priests. But
oh my.
Oh god.
Good job digging yourself out of that hole.
Yeah.
At any rate.
Holy hand job? Holy hand job?
Hey, you're just happy to be you're just happy to be here currently. Nothing really outside of that.
Just hear someone outside, see some prostitute like outside the temple. It's like, I'll put a pin on your holy hand grenade.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm
gonna start
getting ready to. I'm getting the horses
hooking
hooked
up
to the wagon and getting ready to leave.
I'm gonna climb into the wagon slowly but surely.
I'm just staring at Surrey.
Okay.
That's
She is
creepy.
she is not noticing you.
That is creepy as fuck.
So I will
notice me, senpai.
How do the horses take to me, I wonder?
They're with having already been content with Mortanius and
Mortanius?
Or not Mortanius, Marius,
Are you
sorry,
sure
another
about
M.
that?
With
I was gonna
Marius
say.
with Marius and Surrey already kind of keeping them calm and giving them an air of confidence in themselves and the party, they're doing okay.
Okay.
Just not with Mortanius.
No, definitely not.
They'd be
with
like, fuck
Mortanius.
that. They'd be like, get the hell away.
Fullerton, what are you doing?
Oh, so I get in the cart as well, and I look for a place to sash half the brick of cheese, munching on a little bit of it.
So is everyone getting in the cart?
Yes.
Who's driving?
I am.
You're driving, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know how to drive a cart?
I don't know. What do I need to roll?
You need to have a proficiency with vehicles.
Wait, that's
What's a driver's license?
You've never driven a cart before.
Hold on. Where would that be? You have to like.
It would be. If you're going to try this, you're going to do.
You gotta go to the DMV.
Let
Get
me see
yourself a
here.
license.
What did I mark it down for you, sir? Where are you? I know you have it.
Yeah, at least someone has proficiency with land vehicles.
Wait, it wasn't you?
I don't have it, no.
Fullerton, didn't I give you proficiency with that?
Probably because I would have probably my background would have had to
This
do
can't
something
be
like
any
that.
more difficult than steering a ship. You got these two leather things here that are like the steering wheel.
You know what?
We'll be good.
You know what? For the sake of this, I will say
Have I
if
walked everywhere my whole life?
you've been in the temple,
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was helping out there.
I can be the driver. No worries.
you have no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
I don't mind if
Marius,
he's driver.
Marius already said he was gonna try, so I'll give it to Marius. Let's say, try wisdom. Make me a wisdom check. I will also accept animal handling if you have a higher roll. If not, we'll keep the wisdom. You have a higher roll with animal handling? No. So
No, it's still +5.
No, it's still +5. I meant like the modifier. Is the modifier higher? No. So we'll go with the wisdom. You have seen other people drive wagons before, so how hard could it be? High Archon does it all the time, right? You flick the reins, and the horses begin to trot slowly towards the exit of the city as if they're used to leaving.
See, that's the wonderful thing about horses is that they're more or less self-driving. You just have to guide them.
See, guys, I told you I could do this.
And you guys are off. You begin to pass out through the city gates. Everybody who is in the cart and wants to is eligible to make a perception check at this time.
Oh wait,
Scar,
did you say wisdom save or wisdom check?
Check.
Wisdom check.
So
You
I
did it
that
right.
Okay.
You did.
Yeah.
I will say Tulio and Scar have advantage.
Wait, me and Tulio have advantage for what?
You and Tulio have advantage for what you're making for this perception check for. I will explain in a moment.
13.
20.
Okay.
19.
Okay. So.
It's already out.
Tulio, you know what this is like off the top of your head, but you're not seeing what everybody else is about to see. You just know where you are and what's going on here. Surrey, Millhouse, Marius, Scar, and Fulladin, you begin to get out into this next part of the city, and it looks really, really kind of run down. Like, in comparison to the rest of the city, this place looks awful.
Great, we found the slums.
You found the slums.
It's a real shithole.
You guys begin to go out into the Ivy Triangle, and already from the gates you see beggars and people kind of holding up their hands for gold.
You immediately see, if anyone looks at Scar, you'll immediately see him pull out his short bow and like looking around intently ahead.
Make an intimidation check.
Suri is immediately reaching for her pockets.
Okay.
12.
I'm clutching tight onto my orb.
Some of the children in the street who are like dirty and scared, they begin to run away from you, Scar, and they see you pull out a short bow. Some of the other adults are just sort of like used to it and they know better. They just kind of keep their heads down and their arms up, sort of like begging for gold.
That's damn right, they know not to fuck with me.
Are the kids still like close to the cart?
No, they ran. They bolted as soon as they saw Scar pull out his crossbow or his short bow.
You did catch where I messaged earlier up there before we did all these perceptions that I had my short bow out first.
Oh yeah, then you make an intimidation check as well.
Well, it wasn't.
Oh, you weren't trying to intimidate? Okay.
No, I pulled it out as soon as we started underway.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm not like openly saying yes.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to intimidate anyone. I was just trying to like, have it out just in case.
You pulled it out right as you got into the street, whereas he was before.
Right.
So. What's up, Lisa?
Now she feels bad and she wants to give monies.
I think she's mad at Scar.
You do whatever you want. There are still beggars in the street.
Lisa wants to spread the grace of Bahamut.
I beckon them up to the slowly moving cart.
some of the
You know what? The
beggars
cart's moving slow enough. I hop off and kind of walk beside it a little bit.
make
I
an
have this-
acrobatics. Or not
I have-
acrobatics, and athletics, and athletics.
Okay. 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 Where is that?
I have this weird mental image of Smoke like driving the cart into the wall, yelling at people, "Have you heard about Bahamut?"
Like crashes through a building. Bahamut, have you heard?
It's the
Like
word.
Kool-Aid Man.
Have you heard the word?
So
Oh yeah.
It's not a high jump, sir. You jump down, and some of the beggars kind of like scramble back at first, thinking like you're about to come over and backhand them. But when they see you beginning to pull out your gold, they all immediately kind of rush over to you. How much gold are you giving away?
Do I have silver on me? I don't, do I?
No.
Okay, so 1 per?
1 per?
Are there a lot? Is this gonna hurt the party?
Let me.
You
know
might
what?
be. There are 75 homeless
You're
people.
using party funds?
Let's see if we have let's see how many people we have. Six beggars kind of stroll up to the party, and they're dirty. Their clothes are tattered. You can see patchwork in some of them. Others just sort of have holes.
I smile as nicely as I can to them through jagged teeth, and like kind of crouch and look as humble as possible as I hand them each a gold coin and say, may your lives be blessed by Bahamut.
You just sentenced them to death. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
You give away your gold.
Naivety.
You you bless them with your the good spirits of your patron. And in response, the thankful beggars kiss over your knuckles as you hand them
Oh no
your
no, no
gold.
no 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 not me Bahamut. This is just gold.
Oh no, we know. Thank you.
Hello, beggars. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Muhammad?
God damn it.
She just sort of mentioned it.
Damn it, Waffle, that's the exact one I was looking for.
Animal handling, check to see if you crash the cart into the wall.
I settled for this when I couldn't find it.
They're all just thanking you as you're walking along, and they're kind of walking along inside you until some of them begin to like scatter and move back to their homes.
I tell them to seek out the temple in the meadow.
Make a persuasion with advantage. Because you have
They're like,
okay then.
They
maybe.
Let's see.
I smile.
So 3 of them have already sort of bolted back over to their homes for the evening. They must be like really, really desperate for gold in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even getting ready to go out and get some food for their families.
Of course they're gonna better themselves.
But 3 of them kind of listen to you and stay, and they look around for a moment, and they bow their head to you, and they begin to make their way in the opposite direction down the road towards the meadow.
I smile happily and then kind of like hop back to the cart.
Before that, and as they're, saying goodbyes and they're thanking you, Fullerton, make a perception. Nothing yet.
Man, we are just batting it out of the park tonight.
Yeah.
You're not seeing anyone trying to assault them or you.
I look around, seeing that there's no one else there, and I kind of like run back to catch up to the cart and plop back on it.
Okay.
As she goes to get back in the wait, what the fuck? Why does it say Scar twice?
It's just Scar.
Nope, that's your name now, Demon. You are Scar.
Scar.
Scar
Goddamn
looks
Scar.
at Surrey and kind of just shakes his head and goes, "Now they're going to die."
Almost as bad as Moon Moon.
I think my power might be about.
Oh,
No. No. We just started. But shit, we've been underway for like an hour and
It
a half.
feels like
I
it
was gonna
hasn't
say
been very long.
technically it's been almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Are you able to get back on your
We're
phone?
not even out of the city yet. You can't lose power now.
Are you able to get back on your phone?
I am.
Okay.
Until the cell towers get knocked out.
Well, if we lose you, we'll pause, okay? And then we'll wait for you to get back on your phone, and then we'll continue, and I'll roll for you if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so we'll continue until it goes out, alright, bud?
Alright.
Alright. So, Scar, you just said they're about to die. Suri? He said that to you.
Do I notice him at this point?
Make a perception.
We've been in the car.
With advantage because you can hear him. Yeah, you see him. The DC is super low because he's talking to you.
Where the hell did that come from?
Yes. I look around for a second, look down, and I say, well, maybe they'll have at least a chance at this point.
Not anymore.
They had nothing before.
That one gold's not going to save their lives. They're dead by tomorrow. If not, they're going to be broken and bleeding.
Why?
This is the worst place to give people gold, because thieves.
Wouldn't they already not have anything to begin with, so they can go elsewhere with their money now?
Doubtful. Not in this city.
Then I'll work to make it a better place where that doesn't happen anymore.
Good luck.
I don't need luck.
Scar just kind of like looks away and looks to Tulio shaking his head.
She is happily living her life in the glory of Bahamut. Justice.
Okay.
What a simple dream.
So,
and it's
do you guys continue or do you stop to look at anything else?
I say we just continue on.
Onward and upward.
I mean, what's a few dead bodies to me, right?
An extra ham at the winter solstice.
Okay. Is my name Dahmer? No. No, it is not.
But it could be.
No, it's really not.
No, I was saying that because more bodies means more work, means more money, means bigger feast on feast day.
Yeah, except that I just get paid a flat rate. I don't get paid per body.
All right.
Oh god, now
You
Sari's
all
gonna be All Might.
You all continue.
He's female
God
gold
damn it.
dragon. Oh my!
You
I
all
love
continue down the road, which leads you through the
Oh,
farm
you wait.
fields.
You wait until level 2 and see what happens. Oh, you wait for it. Boyd already knows what's about to happen.
You all begin to see Irevane behind you grow smaller and smaller in the distance and more far off. The sun is still bright overhead. You guys are traveling through.
We're on this road right here, right? And then we're like,
Yes, the
heading
orange
off this
road.
here.
The orange road.
Okay.
Your travels have begun. Your horses are moving at a steady pace. They're not rushing. You guys are just sort of easily traversing the road. They don't seem bothered by the distance you've traveled even thus far because we're just getting started. So they continue onward.
Perception of 12.
Sorry, my power just flickered hardcore.
So
I'm surprised I didn't lose you guys. Holy shit.
You're still here.
Hold on, let me check the radar. Because it was supposed to get really fucking bad.
I think it's getting to that point.
You may want to wait on that. God damn, what the hell? Holy shit. Like, okay, so we live on the very bottom of a house that's like already halfway into the ground, and we have one window that's pretty much right at ground level, kind of. It's a couple feet up. But shit is just pounding onto that window. So that means it's going sideways between some trees to hit this window.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado warning.
Oh.
We have a tornado warning for Hamilton County. There is a tornado. So be careful, man.
Just stay safe as long as you guys can. If you need to move, just let us know.
It is right now. It's at Fort O.
God damn it, Bulletin.
It's at Fort O coming up through Ringgold.
She went from suck to blow.
Yeah, that was until 11:45. Right now, that's what it says.
That would be the perfect movie to be watching, and then right at that moment, a tornado hits.
It's headed our way. Like, it's headed this way right now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys keep an eye on it, and if things get too bad, just
We'll let
dip.
you know.
Yeah.
If we suddenly
All right.
disappear, know what happened.
Yep.
We'll be,
All right.
I'll get on my phone. If...
Okay. So we'll continue as long as we can for now. We'll try and keep distractions to a minimum. All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
So
Step down on comment from the peanut gallery.
yeah, let's kind of cut it on the peanut gallery so we can try and just enjoy the night as long as we can. You guys are continuing along the road, hilly grasslands, fields of wheat and tall stems of grass are filling your view. You begin to see, trees off on the side of this dirt road. It's not a very, it's a very well-traveled road, but there's no one on it currently with you. What's everyone doing?
Enjoying the ride, looking around.
Okay.
Yep,
With,
definitely looking around.
With
Okay.
short bow still in hand, now that we're in open country, I have an arrow knocked, and I'm continuing my perception, looking professional.
Okay.
I've taken wearing like plain clothes under a set of leather.
Say that again?
I've taken off my vestments, right? So like the shawl, wrap, robes, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm just wearing, leather armor over a plain set of traveling clothes.
Alrighty.
And just sitting up front with Marius, watching the countryside roll by.
I'm kind of just sitting there with my short bow out, but also have a hand on my dagger just in case.
Alrighty.
Just
everybody who's looking out over the countryside, make a perception check.
Do you want the perceptions me and Tully already made, or?
I will take the perceptions you've already made.
Okay. Well, shit.
Hey guys, I've got to disconnect.
No problem.
Is that
we'll
the
wait for
rain
you to
I'm
come
hearing
back
in
on
the
your phone,
background?
okay?
Yeah.
Can I actually hear the rain in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's raining cats.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
No problem. If anyone else needs to use the restroom or do anything right now, do it. Lisa, if you need to head downstairs or do anything or take cover, go for it.
Guessing she may have already
Probably.
PC'd.
Damn.
Didn't realize they were in the middle of a tornado crisis until just now, or
I
ago.
I just lost power for a second.
Yeah, half of our shit went out. Like my computer's fine, still connected, but hers didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
would,
I'm relogging
guys.
back in.
Guys, if I were you, if the power keeps on flipping like that, I would definitely unplug so you don't get surged.
Correct.
Yeah.
Kind of what I'm trying to
Plugged into a protector.
That is true. We do have a surge.
Well, that'll
You can
help
still
one
screw your
time.
computer up even behind
The surge protector will help you literally one time. If the power surges the second time, still plugged in, your stuff's
You're
done.
fried. Yeah,
that, and if it happens to go out when it's right into the MBR, you could screw up your computer. Have to have it looked at.
All right, let me. I'll turn off my computer. But I'll stay on voice. If you want to make rolls for me.
I will make rolls for you and for Smoke.
Yeah, the wind is going fucking nuts.
I'm using my cigarette to judge it. It's not even going.
It's gonna shut down.
And the temperature.
Yeah, it's
don't just shut it down. Completely unplug it.
Yeah, like after it finishes the shutdown, just unplug it from the wall.
Yeah. Here, can you come and unplug this over here? Unplug me.
What?
Unplug me.
Unplug what?
The computer.
Why?
So that I'm protecting my computer. Is it plugged in over here at all?
You have the power filter on you?
Is it plugged in over here at all?
No.
We can barely hear you on mobiles.
Yeah,
They
they're not
probably
really
just
talking
adjust.
to us.
I just entirely.
Okay.
Your entire tower's
Coming out.
All right. I think I'm good.
All right.
Sorry about the craziness, guys.
No, it's okay. It's a tornado. I know exactly what that's like.
Mother Nature don't give a fuck.
Especially not in the past few days.
When I was a kid, thunderstorms freaked me out so much I actually would hide in a upturned laundry basket. As our double wide would straight shake like to its foundations in a thunderstorm.
Oh man, that has to be terrifying. Oh, that's fucking.
I didn't have a thunder buddy.
We're about to be good. You guys give us like 5-10 more minutes. The storm will be entirely out of the area.
Hopefully,
and we'll be getting light rain.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
said that like 11:45ish was supposed to be
He's already dying off.
safer.
So,
The wind
Fullerton,
surge
are you praying
died
to the
off.
cheese?
All the fucking
Or are you praying with the cheese?
No, he's sort of like in his head. He's thanking Helm for the start of the journey and whatnot.
Oh, you're praying to Helm, huh?
Yeah.
Roll me 1d100.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
14.
Your prayer falls upon deaf ears and your cheese turns to dust.
Not the cheese.
You feel in the back of your mind a feeling of acknowledgement. You feel as if your prayer was heard and accepted by your God. You feel a sense of reinvigoration.
It's the best cheese ever.
Damn.
And you feel more or less comforted by the fact that you got a response, which is a very rare occasion even for Helm. Because he's more or less silent, as his name implies. But given the sincerity of your prayer and even in the small fashion that you're doing it, it seems to be doing a, it seems to be going over well with Helm. And that is what you feel.
Huzzah.
Apparently, my phone is now charging.
Hooray.
Yeah, I mean, it was
So,
at 1%.
You all continue on. Is anyone striking up any conversations or doing anything on the road?
No, I'm just focusing on driving.
And I'm probably enjoying
Yeah,
countryside because I never get to see anything, or I haven't.
Tulio is humming under his breath while he's observing sailor shanties.
I'm generally more focused on my own business. Like, I'll probably be, like, reading through my notes or studying the map or something.
Okay. Actually, since you're studying the map, make a intelligence check. You're still getting used to the area, so it's taking you a little while to start memorizing stuff. But all in all, you have pretty much the names and almost all of the build for Irevane put together. Every bit else for Bleak is a little lost on you right now. You're still getting used to it.
Minus me.
Right. So,
From Bleak.
hours pass as you continue to travel along the road. The further you seem to be going, you guys encounter other wagons passing you by throughout the hours. You notice they seem to be travelers or farmers who give you, Marius, and the rest of the party, whoever engages with them, a wave or a bow of the head or a tip of the hat. They seem to be transporting either people, like family members or friends, or workers. Are you hiding them from them, Scar?
Yep, just kind of like watching from like underneath, like they'll like if they looked and saw me, they only saw like the top of my head, from like here up.
They, for those of you who are looking, including you, Scar, they kind of like notice you out of like the top of the wagon, and they're just kind of like, oh, that guy's kind of either really short or he's really weird, and it's that kind of look in their eyes. But they just give you a wave regardless, and they continue onward.
I just continue watching them till they're gone.
And soon enough, they'd pass, unless anyone stops them. Which, given the silence, I'm going to assume not.
I have no real reason to stop them. So.
Right. You guys continue on. No signs of new villages or anything, but you do notice a few out-of-the-way farmsteads leading off onto the side roads while you're still passing through the countryside. I'll say you guys have made it to about here-ish by when the sun begins to get low and dusk starts to set in. And you guys at this point are beginning to see the beginnings of a forest ahead of you. Tall, mossy green trees, vibrant, deep brown, God, words are escaping me. Trunks of the trees just stemming up from the ground, super tall. The road that is leading you on your map to Pinella Pass seems to be coming up for you, where you would have to make the turn. It is ahead through the forest. And it is getting darker outside. The closer you get to this forest.
All right.
What do you do?
If it's getting darker, I would make the suggestion that we stop in Bedford. Preferably while we're still out in Maine and into.
I agree.
I kind of just shrug.
I agree.
Do you all resolve to make camp for the night?
So we've been traveling for a good.
It's been about, like, 6 hours of travel. It's still kind of early in the evening, but it's getting into the dusk area. The sky has turned orange with the setting sun overhead. The sky is kind of cloudy. It's partly cloudy. Weather's still kind of warm. It's got that nice foresty, kind of damp, given how close you're getting to the forest, kind of dewy smell. Fullerton, make a perception check for me. You're kind of in the area where you're getting before the forest. It's kind of like all dense grass, like tall grass, a lot of bush work, dense brush that you aren't exactly able to see through without walking in further. Who did we lose?
I'm still
We
here.
lost Lisa.
I think she was currently dying. There she
Welcome
is.
back.
There we go.
Did you smoke yourself into the apocalypse?
I was switching myself over to back to my computer.
Okay, cool. So,
All
what do you all
right.
do?
Now, you all enjoy. God damn. Like she wasn't able to see
Where are
y'all
we?
was ping. Yeah, see, she didn't. She didn't see any of the locations you were pinging on the map.
I heard that
or
we were gonna
anything.
be
You're setting up camp. You're
just
about
outside of the forest.
you're about right here, just outside the forest. You've been traveling for about 6 hours.
All right. I look for any kind of like fresh water. I see to the horses.
Okay. Make a animal handling check. Tulio, you're stealthing.
He wants
And
to
you're
scout around.
right. So
I'm
Tulio, are
stealthing
you
like a
alerting?
motherfucker, but I might
Are
not
you
see shit.
are you alerting the party before you go?
Yes.
All right. Tell them what you're going to do. Get into the habit of doing that before you take an action if you want to alert the party.
All right. So once the wagon stops, I will jump out of the wagon, land with a confident, firm, strong pose. I'm gonna scout the area, make sure everything is safe and secure for our camp.
Can I ritually cast alarm on the area?
You can start your ritual now.
Okay.
Fuck
It'll
yeah,
take you
said
10
that with
minutes.
the utmost confidence. I know what the
Alright.
fuck I'm doing. I've done this before.
Suri, the horses seem comfortable enough with you. They seem kind of like, not nervous, but sort of like alert as they get closer to this forest, and that you can start to hear the rising sounds of crickets and wildlife approaching from the forest. You can't make out all the sounds, like, off the bat, but you can hear, like, the crickets, the nightly howls and chirps coming from the forest, be it from, like, birds or other manners of creatures that you've never heard before.
Alright.
But they seem to have their attention on that right now.
Alright. I work to try and keep them calm and give them food and set them up for the night.
Alrighty. Tulio. As you leave the party and you begin to scout around in a 300 foot radius, make a survival check. Okay.
I love my 9s today.
You begin to move around the dense brush. You lose yourself in the tall grass, kind of shifting around silently. Your stealth is still on point. You can barely hear your own footsteps, even with your keen tabaxi hearing. And you begin to move further, very invested into your work. You don't see anything of note just yet. It's just a lot of tall grass, and it's getting thicker the closer you're getting to the forest. You can see the trees overhead, but as you look up to see them, you lose sight of your party. You're kind of lost in the brush, and you forgot which way your party was.
I'm gonna climb a tree to regain my bearings.
You're gonna try and go to the edge of the forest to climb a tree?
How far are we camped from the forest?
You're not camped yet.
The wagon stopped though.
The wagon stopped, but you're not camped.
Right, okay, how far away is the wagon? How far did we stop from the forest?
I would say you stopped about maybe 100 feet away from the forest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go climb a tree.
Alright. You begin to climb that tree. Make an acrobatics check or an athletics check. Are you using strength to climb the tree, or are you trying to, like, maneuver yourself nimbly up the tree?
Nimbly bimbly.
Make an acrobatics.
I cannot call out for help and admit to
I
the
caught
party
that
that I am
reference,
lost.
son of a bitch.
Alright. You begin to climb up the tree. The bark is, with your claws, you're able to just kind of like sink your nails in there and climb yourself a little higher, and you're not going very fast, but you're like
It's not like the ropes I'm used to.
Yeah, it's not at all like the ship ropes or the ship nest that you're used to working with. The rigging is very different from a tree. There are no vines on this one that you can swing from. But you begin to climb the tree a little higher. You're still trying to keep as quiet as possible, which is inhibiting your ability to climb up the tree as stealthily as you would prefer in a normal sense, but you're clawing up there. Make a perception check.
I am the night. I am darkness. I am blind. Fuck this campaign.
You get high above everything. You're not in like in the top of the tree yet. You're like halfway up. It is just so much tall grass. You're squinting out, and it's just like the sun is setting. It's getting darker. You're feeling like your crew is getting shadowed by the tall grass and the shadow of the forest.
Do I have enough of a purchase that I could break out my spyglass that any good sailor would have?
You can't see the
You would have to hold on to that tree with one hand.
Am I up in the branches where I can like sit on a branch yet?
Not quite there yet.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to climb a little higher to sit up on a branch so I can break out my spyglass.
Acrobatics.
Ain't no way in hell I'm admitting that I'm lost. I got an image to fuck.
You're going slow still, and you're kind of like scrambling up the tree. Make another stealth check.
I take back the mean things I said about you, server. Holy shit. Work with me here.
You're not moving as stealthily as you did before, but you are making some ground. And you get up into a branch.
Whew! I did it. All right.
You can now try and pull out your spyglass.
Yes.
With your spyglass, I will say, give me a perception and add 3.
13.
13. You see the arcane glow of what is the preparation of a spell by Millhouse. You can see his form kind of illuminated from the top of the trees.
Haha! Victory shall be mine. Now, cat-like grace to get down.
Hold that thought.
Okay. Shit.
It was then a giant eagle swooped in and took the cat. Just takes him out of the tree.
We're taking Tabaxi to Isengard.
Oh god. They're taking
Scooped up
Tulio
like
to
a
Mount
dingo
Doom.
and a baby.
They're taking Tulio to Mount Doom. Or rather, not Mount Doom. They're taking him to definitely not Mount Doom.
Cat's back on the menu, boys.
What is this, China?
Boy, cat's back on the menu, boys.
Holy shit.
You're all horrible.
Well, how do
Yep.
you they get their cat-like reflexes?
You're a horrible person.
Oh my.
Surrounded by horrible people.
Oh.
If you love us all,
Yeah.
you're going to be the one driving the bus to hell.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, no, you're not that
Yeah.
good of a driver.
No, exactly. No, I'm a great driver in real life, but put me in a video game, and obviously I'm like, if it's anything that's not an actual car, it's fuck me. I'm going into a wall, I guess.
I learned
Too
how
many
to
years of
drive
GTA.
playing Crazy Taxi.
No, like
Yeah,
in Borderlands,
we don't still do D&D.
the wheel just me into walls.
I have learned over the course of my life that I will be the crazy announcer that is currently telling everyone who's going to hell.
That's your, make another perception check, bud.
Who's bud?
Tulio.
Tulio.
Pull yourself together. You got this. First time adventure, you got this. Let's go.
19.
16. Oh, no, this isn't with the spyglass.
Oh.
This is for
16.
hearing.
Oh. Yikes.
There's fucking ninjas on the lawn.
Your natural sense is all of a sudden you begin to feel like you're getting watched. You don't know from where, and you don't know how. Ow. Ow. What's your AC?
14.
14? You're hit. You take... One second, I gotta find my D6. Three points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a saving throw, Constitution. You fail.
Fuck. Guess that I should get on with Tulio after all.
You take 6 points of poison damage.
Oh, fuck.
Six poison, huh? 20.
And at that point, I need
Wizard
to roll-
visibly cringes.
I need to roll for fall damage because I'm at 0.
Really?
Oh
Yes.
dear, you fall out of the tree.
Okay. Yeah, I need you to... Okay, hold on.
TPK time, boys.
From bees, of all
You
things. it's from
all of a
bees.
sudden hear a... And it's... You hear that awful awful zzz sound get really close, and then it goes.
How
and
did
it's
I know?
Right as you you get hit, all of a sudden, in like the back of your mind, you automatically get that danger sense of holy shit, it's a bee. But as you feel it in your back, like right where your shoulder begins to meet your back, like right in that area where your trap is, for your shoulder to your neck, you feel like a dagger is going through your chest,
Oh,
or
no.
going through to your trap.
It's even worse. It's dire bees.
Oh God.
And this sudden sting shocks you so much, you fall from the tree.
For future reference, I have a climbing speed of 20, which means I automatically succeed on climb checks unless they're
Oh,
contested.
I did not know that. That's my fault. I've never worked
Neither
with
did I.
Baxi. All right,
Neither
well,
did I.
now we know. Now we know. For future reference, I shouldn't have made you struggle so much, but
Oh, I thought you were Tabaxi, then I'm like, oh, he must not be Tabaxi. He's not getting the free climbs.
It made sense though, because there were no trees to climb when I was a kid growing up on the docks.
It's true.
Penniless. There was no trees to climb on a ship. I was climbing ropes, vines.
Now
kind of thing.
we know.
The mast.
It doesn't really
climb the
count.
That's a
mast.
misplay on my part.
Climb
You're
the ropes.
Tabaxi, you can. You're just like, fuck your ropes, motherfucker.
Really,
Fast.
really quick, is there anything that you do to react to you getting stung?
Well, he's unconscious.
I imagine I'm going to give a high-pitched yow.
Okay. In that case, party, make a perception.
7. I don't hear shit.
You know that sound a cat makes when you step full pressure on its tail?
Yep. I know exactly what it sounds like.
You mean crunch?
I'm about to make a crunch.
Jesus.
What is my perception roll?
I have exactly 9.
Here, I will roll for you. Let me pull up
I
your
have
sheet.
exactly 9 fucking hit points.
And it brought you. Was it 9 the damage?
Yep.
Shit.
Because you said 3 penetration and 6 for poison.
Correct.
I got fucked hard and his seed finished me off.
Your perception is 19, bud.
Damn, 19 on both of them.
Well, yeah, but it's really only the first one.
I know.
Suri, Antoine, and Marius.
Rip.
You all hear the sudden cry of Tulian from the top of the tree, and quickly look in the direction where you see a shadow beginning to fall down towards the ground.
I immediately
Well,
run over and try to catch him.
How high up is he?
He's
And how far away is he?
He's pretty high, and he's about 50 feet away.
I'm gonna try to catch him.
You.
So you're telling me you can reach terminal velocity before he can?
I'm gonna
Get out of
try. I'll
you
leap.
get out of the
I'll
cart.
leap if I have to.
You get out of the cart and you run as
I
fast
was
as you
already
can.
outside of the cart tending to the horses.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you immediately sprint away from the horses, which kind of spooks them a little bit. They like kick back as soon as they see you run.
Dust pile.
And you bolt for that shadow. For the sake of this, make an athletics check. You are sprinting as fast as possibly you can go. And you try to jump to try and catch him, but just as you begin your jump, he hits the ground.
Oh.
Okay. How high up was he?
He was about 30 feet.
Oh god.
He's taking fall damage from that as well.
No, I can't.
No.
Can he fall on like?
That's 3d6 damage, isn't it?
I can't like out of the air and catch him and do a roll thing.
For right now, I'm just going to call it at because it's gonna hurt and it would have killed him. I'm gonna say he's failed 2 death saves.
Oh fuck!
I'm gonna immediately place my hands on him and be like, "Oh, hey, are you? Oh God, are you okay?" And
Void.
He looks fucked up.
He's got a big old.
And not in a good way.
I will do as much of this as possible.
You're level 1, so it's 5 points of lay on hands.
There you go, all of it.
Void, would I have noticed Surrey taking off?
Everyone would have noticed Surrey taking off at that point because she was not being stealthy about it.
I would take my short bow immediately and start stealthing into the area to kind of like get a look around.
Stealth, please. Okay.
Alright, well,
Are you...
I have dark vision, by the way. I don't know if I can
Same.
see what's going on.
Are you... You have dark vision?
Yeah.
Were you one of the people I said you could see?
I don't recall.
No, you weren't, because you didn't roll over 15.
No.
Or 15 or above.
But I assume I saw her run off.
You saw her run off immediately. Fullerton, you also saw her run off.
I saw Tulio in a clump on the ground.
Then everybody who's making their way over there, you see Tullian in a clump on the ground and Surrey immediately trying to heal him.
I want to look in the around the area immediately, trying to figure out what the hell did it.
You get 5 health, Tulio.
You're giving him health? Okay.
Yay!
Alright.
Tulio,
Now,
you are healed and stabilized.
Is he back conscious, or is he?
No,
still
he is
unconscious?
not.
I shake him vigorously.
Hold on.
All right.
I need to do some reading here real quick.
Oh, on massive damage, yeah.
Oh no, it's not that. It's
I mean,
really not that.
there's traumatic damage for sure after that. But
Well,
then
anything
again,
more than your HP pool, I think, is
You
it's
kind of
1.5
see
times your HP pool or something.
You kind of see Tullian laying there, his eyes open wide from shock, and drool kind of like sliding.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Tullian's like lip is busted open with a mixture of like blood and drool kind of pooling out towards the side of his lip. He's kind of like looking off into space.
Ta-da!
Antoine, you're looking him over?
You might
You want to know
notice a
what's
giant
wrong with him? It
tumor on
might
the
be
back of
the
my back.
internal bleeding and shattered bones.
No,
I could
no,
be wrong.
Surrey, don't do that. Look,
so
I'm technically on vacation. I don't want to have to do my job.
But you're so good at it. We're just enabling you.
Tullian, as you're just kind of like laying here and the light begins to return to your eyes, you can see, and you can't really like hear her that well. It's kind of like you can hear your heartbeat more than you can hear Surrey, but you can
It's like
hear
hearing
her kind of
water.
Yeah, it's water. It's like water hearing. You can hear like the
Muffled.
muffled Surrey talking. You can't really make out what she's saying, but she looks terrified.
I'm
And,
just like trying to talk Surrey down from shaking you so much. Like, Surrey, just lay him down, goddammit.
You can see what's going on. And Tulio, what would you try to do in this situation?
Live.
I'd try to crack a joke. Man,
Try
I'm
to
bad
crack
at-
a joke.
Man, I'm bad at math.
You can feel nothing in your body.
Math.
Oh God.
Oh shit, he's a vegetable.
Oh no, he's a quadriplegic.
So,
Christopher Reeves.
Dr. Antoine, you look him over. You look over the status of his injuries. Currently, he's healed by 5 points, so he looks a lot better. But from what you can tell, there's still a massive hole in his shoulder. And he...
About another.
It looks like he's like... You can kind of see, like, his eyes kind of dilating back and forth, just, like, dilating and undilating.
I don't know it, but he's poisoned.
And you can immediately tell, just given the circumstance and what this hole is leaking in the form of this
like clear,
this clear, awful smelling liquid. You can tell that he has been poisoned.
Okay.
And that he is paralyzed.
Oh boy.
I pick him up and take him away from the tree.
Can I tell if the two conditions are mutually exclusive or if they're connected?
You can tell that they are connected.
Okay.
Can I physically move him away from the bees so that they don't
make
smell his beamness?
Make a strength check.
Are there are
how
the
bees
bees still
work.
around?
That's more. That's more wasp, but sure.
Still, these are things that have stung him.
You easily lift up the rogue.
I pick him up and haul him back to the campfire.
I'm only like a $1.10.
Yep.
Campfire.
Yep.
We're going there so we can see better. And try to gently lay him down.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna put him in the cart. That's probably a better laying spot.
I'm gonna look around and try and figure out what happened.
Make a perception check.
Tend to the horses.
Oh boy.
Okay, you're tending to the horses. I'll make a animal handling check for you, Marius.
I'm feeding them and stuff.
Oh well, with the food, I'll give you advantage because they're very food driven. Yeah, they're tending to you just fine.
After I put him in the cart, I'd like to try and avenge him by going after the bees.
With a survival check, could I potentially forage for materials for a venom cleanse tea? Is that something that's like common ingredients?
Well, actually, I have a few questions first.
Would you say that I would be carrying that in a like a herbalist's pouch?
Hold on, hold that thought.
Which I actually just realized I didn't stock on.
Millhouse, are you concentrating on your spell or trying to figure out what happened?
I would say I probably stopped concentrating on the spell when I heard no and screaming and thuds and.
Okay, so the spell alarm is now not being cast ritually.
No skin off my back.
And you're still looking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna look around to see what happened.
You look up, immediately able to tell that from what happened and how Suri was running and the shadow that you saw falling from the tree when she started running that way, you noticed that Tulian had fallen out of the tree, and from what you have gathered, it looked like he was attacked.
Okay, can I look around to see if I can see what attacked him?
With the perception that you already have, you kind of look up and look around the tree, and you can see a patch in the leaves that has been disrupted and cut through, but nothing outside of that.
So would I know that something probably flew through that?
You could tell that something either climbed or flew through it, but you can't tell what. But the hole is pretty big.
I'm going to be cautious.
What do you do?
Can you still take a defensive stance in 5e or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Sorry, guys.
Don't apologize. You're learning.
First time off a ship.
So he's laid in the cart.
Yes.
And I'm gonna wield my shield and my one-handed battle axe.
Okay. I will ask you something, Suri, because I want you to be aware, just given the way that you're wording things, are you trying to avenge him?
Yes!
Are you sure you want to avenge him? Do you feel like that's something that you would do as a paladin of Bahamut? This
Yo,
will be
how
the
hard is it
only. This will be the only freebie I give you if you want to change your mind.
I will defend my party instead. I understand now. I understand the wording.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it apart from now on.
That's fine.
Okay.
Very roleplay heavy class you have chosen.
Yeah.
Indeed.
No, I'm excited.
Intent matters.
And like I completely understand that. I was excited to learn how to play Pally. Just thank you for working with me.
No problem. Everybody's new to the classes they're playing. So you were also looking around for what happened, right, Scar?
Yeah, I was.
Make a perception. You're kind of where Millhouse is. You're stealth. You're looking around. You don't really see what like anything that's around the area that could be threatening him anymore. What seems to have attacked him seems also fled.
All right. Could I investigate for footprints?
You can try.
See if there's anything on the ground. If not, then we'll go
Sure.
from there.
No footprints on the ground, just a body mark where Tulian hit the ground.
Like a divot on a golf course.
Yes, like a body-shaped divot on a golf course.
I just want to point this out real quick before we go on to the next person. Tulio hasn't said it, but his name is actually Tulio. And you've been saying Tulian the entire time.
Oh, Tulian? I meant Tulio. Sorry.
Just wanted to help you
Tulio.
out.
Tulio has made a mark in the ground. I will try and thank you. I didn't
You're
even
welcome.
realize, honestly.
I can officially say I left my mark.
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
Now, for
Simmer down, Yamcha.
Mr.
Oh no!
Herbalist Doctor Man, if you want to try and find some herbs for that, make nature check.
I don't want to be Yamcha.
You want a nature check?
I want a nature
Well, you
check.
you just got Yamcha.
Would the bee help? Would having the bee help?
You are able to find the ingredients for venom tea.
Okay. And then you want a medicine
I
check?
want
or
an
is it
herbalist
in-
kit.
Herbalist kit check, okay. Make sure that's set up correct. We're using the wisdom attribute.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so it's
Not very good, but
not very good. Work with what I can get, though.
it's the best you can get being in the situation that you're in.
All right.
Thing.
So that's craft of 10. All right. So after I make it, even though it's not a very good quality, it's still something.
Yep.
Best I can do in the situation.
It'll take you a bit of time to brew it.
Yeah.
You're going to need to set up a campfire, but you have the means to do so. You have the ingredients, and you're able to make it, but not very well.
Yeah. While I set that to boil, though, I'll go take care of him. What does it take, like, constant attention? Does it take constant attention to brew, or have like time to go
For
like,
this particular, yes.
take care of him?
If it were better ingredients, I would say no. You could be pretty confident that they're going to be able to last or to cook, but being that they're bad ingredients and that it's the way that this is going is not looking very favorable, that it will make a good venom tea, you're going to have to constantly be watching over it.
Okay, fair enough. And then hour brew time? 2 hour brew time?
2 hour.
Alright.
So, in the meantime, while he's getting the fire set up, do you have a way to get the fire set up? Do you have a explorer's kit?
I have...
I snap my fingers and press
scholar's
the
kit.
digitation to light a little fire to get going.
Okay. Are you lighting grass on fire, or are you lighting wood, or
Let's
we
set
have
up
to get
an
the
actual
firewood?
campfire
Just like gather up
first.
some. Yeah, I was gonna say just gather up some sticks and then get it going.
Make
Okay.
a fire pit. Make a fire pit.
If you need, I've got a tinderbox. If just saying.
Yeah, I'm off collecting herbs and stuff and grinding down and preparing to boil this thing. So everyone else has to do the camp setup.
Everyone else, or Marius, what are you doing at this point?
Like he relayed to us that he needs a campfire, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, don't forget to set up
I'll clear a little
perimeter
area of the tall grass and
all that fun stuff, so you don't set everything on fire.
As I say, I'll clear an area of the tall grass and make a little.
Yeah. And
wait, you moved Tulio away from the divot, right?
To make the fire pit, you gotta dig a hole.
Okay. I'll use Tulio's divot to build the fire pit.
The divot's underneath the tree with the bees.
Oh. Well, good. We'll burn the tree down.
No.
Take the bee with it. No, I'll just clear out some weeded area and.
If I think about
make
it,
a fire.
he probably started with the bee because that's where the bee lives.
My character, after tending to the horses and making sure they're all good, would probably start to rest.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and make sure no one else is getting attacked by bees.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Could someone come with me while I collect these these herbs?
You'll see Scar kind of follow you as you leave away from the group.
I thought the bee was still like around and being angry.
Was it a bee that actually attacked him? I'm curious.
You don't know.
We have to actually find it first.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
By all means, go up into the tree and find out for us.
I'm not gonna climb the tree. I'm just gonna look around with
As you start to leave, Antoine, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna pull on your pants and kind of go. I want to climb the tree first and look around.
Stay on the ground. You have more defensible position that way. He fell out of the... Whatever's took him out is in the tree. Do you know what it is up there?
No, but here's the thing. What if it attacks you from above or attacks us both from above?
Then I'll have you right here with me to help me fight it off. Versus you up in the tree, where you could get attacked by yourself.
Fine. I'm gonna stealthily follow him.
Okay.
You need not be foolish in this.
So, everyone begins to do what they said they were going to do. You set up your campfire. You defend each other as you begin to go search out for herbs. Takes a fair amount of time to even get the herbs, about an hour. You sit down and you gather your herbalism kit. You begin to grind up everything into that fine powder. You get your everything you need to just get it ready to boil.
Chop the roots, strip the leaves.
Yep. You're even using some of the juices from the plant itself to imbue into the concoction. This about takes the better part of like an hour.
Yeah, prep time's always fun.
And as you finally begin to get into the nitty-gritty, you crack your knuckles, you crack your neck. From the cart, you hear a Julian, you are no longer paralyzed or poisoned.
You did it again.
Well, good to know.
Tulio.
Bees! Oh, hi guys.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of look at him, just like, okay.
Ow.
Okay.
Your everything hurts, brother.
Ow.
Is he moving around?
He's able to sit up and move around, even though he looks really, really pained.
Ow.
All right.
He's got sort of like this bloody bruise on his shoulder where the hole once was, and after it got healed up and closed by the paladin.
What happened?
He got stung by
looks
something
around,
quite nasty.
disoriented.
Hmm?
Ah, I heard buzzing just before stabbing. Bee. Giant bee? It was really loud. Ow.
Well, then it seems you upset quite the large insect there.
Water?
Well, it appears that I no longer.
She was asleep.
However, I think it'd be good for you if you drank some anyway, just to be on the safe side. And I'll continue making the tea.
I will guard for more bees.
I'll be looking around the area, kind of looking out into the trees specifically.
Make another perception check. I'll try again.
We try again. Better than what I did before. I do have dark vision, by the way.
Do I see any bees?
Did you make a perception check as well?
Do you want me? I can.
I would like you to if you're looking for the bees. So, you both look up into the tree line from where you saw Tullian fell. Tulio fell. Where you saw Tulio fell. Just change your fucking name.
Just
No,
think
I'm
El Dorado.
Yes, I know. Where you saw Tulio fell. And you look up. You see that hole, that really big hole where a bunch of leaves have been disturbed from probably around the area that he fell from. But you don't see any sign of any insect or any bee. You don't see a nest, so to speak. Just that empty hole.
I'm not even looking for a bee.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for any person that's in the area or any creature that's
Oh, you
bigger
see
than
no
normal.
sign of any people.
See, here's the issue here. The wound got healed before I could examine it, so I couldn't tell exactly what kind of wound it was.
I thought there was still the hole after I healed him. He said it was.
No, it healing spells close wounds and.
But I healed him, and then he said there was a hole that was oozing.
Yeah, I meant to say before she healed it. So that's my fault.
Yeah, no, it's
closed.
When magic is used to heal wounds, it actually heals the wound closed and leaves no blemish or mark behind.
Okay. No, I'm cool with that. I was just confused.
No, it's okay. That's my fault for wording it wrong. But currently, no sign of any people, no sign of any bees.
I'm still gonna be watching because I don't trust the forest anymore.
I was gonna say once I finish the getting the campfire all set up and going, I'll start recasting my alarm spell centered on the wagon.
Go ahead.
Ritually casting, sorry. Should
Yeah,
probably
no problem.
specify that.
I am on alert for any movement around or around us.
Tulio will prop himself up in the wagon as best as he can. Continue to take sips of water.
I'm gonna move over to the wagon and kind of get in there and kind of like keep a good observation of the area while being near him. Do I need to roll acrobatics to get up in the wagon? Boyd.
Hmm?
Do I need to roll acrobatics to get in the wagon?
Are you getting in the wagon acrobatically?
Well, I mean, I'm short. That's why I was asking.
Describe to me how you're getting up into it.
I'm just gonna climb up.
No, you're fine. You climb up.
Okay. Gonna climb up, kind of like keep a good lookout while being near Tulio, making sure he's not gonna like get attacked out of nowhere.
Okay. From what I can tell, Fullerton, is anyone else near the forest?
It depends on where the cart is.
The cart is 100 feet away.
It's like I'm just trying to protect anyone from incoming what I thought was bees.
Right.
So I'm not sure where I'd technically be placed. But yeah.
So, in accordance to where you are from the forest, you are on the road. Still, your wagon is off to the side of the road. You have a camp or a fireplace or a fire set at least a little, like I'd say at least like 7 or 10 feet away from the wagon. You have enough place to make camp. You're not near the forest. Well, you're close to the forest, but you're not near it. You're not like in the trees like Tulio was. You're just a little way. You're just a little way from like the weeds and the woods.
Okay. So no, I guess I wouldn't be at the forest area.
Okay.
I'd be closer to the cart and the down Tulio.
Right. That said, is anyone else doing anything for the night?
Once I finish casting alarm, I'll probably just bunker down in the cart.
Alarm is cast.
And I'm finishing the tea to administer, just to be on the safe side, right?
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
So, it would be at this point that I will now teach you all how to traditionally do a nighttime setup. I am going to need.
I was gonna offer to take the last shift, as I'm used to that on the boat. But
Okay, right. So you already know where I'm going with this.
Oh, I already knew where it was going to.
Yeah,
Firewatch.
for Fullerton and anybody else who isn't like typically used to doing this, for campouts and stuff like this out in the open, you want to take a watch. It is a common adventurer practice. You can pick 3 watchmen per night to last the full 8 hours or 9 hours. Each of them will typically watch for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a night and still allow you to take a long rest afterwards.
The first shift is most desirable because usually most desirable because although it's the end of the day, once you go to bed, you'll get to sleep through the night. The middle shift usually sucks the worst because you have to break your sleep cycle and then go back to bed.
Doesn't suck as much when you're an elf.
The final shift.
That's true.
The final shift kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as interrupted sleep. It just extends your day because you're on shift through the morning when the party wakes up and then you're awake all day.
Yeah. And then also keep in mind that a long rest isn't necessarily sleeping the entire time. It's just 8 hours of light activity.
That's for short rest, my guy.
Well, that's an hour of light activity. Like a certain amount of needs to be sleep, yes. 4 hours of meditation, but
Scusi.
But no, I also set up the alarm to help out the watch.
Tulio will volunteer on any other night to take last shift. The morning shift.
I just kind of peek up. I'd call first shift.
I'll watch whenever I'm needed.
I'm just gonna assume my alarm spell is good enough and go to sleep.
Okay.
Well, you're also
So,
the wizard.
just really quick.
We try to let squishy spellcasters squishy sleep.
Recapping, who has first watch?
Scar.
Who has second?
Full.
And who has third?
I can.
Okay. The night has set. The fire is lit. You all take to your bedrolls. You unroll everything from your explorer's pack. You get settled in. You sleep in your cart. You sleep in the grass wherever you choose. The horses are remaining at a pretty close proximity to you guys. They seem content for the night. They also take to rest. They seem pretty close to one another in terms of like an emotional, personal sort of way. So they pretty much lean on each other for the majority of the night. I would like Scar to make a perception check to overview his first watch. Okay. Scar?
Yes.
Despite the events leading to the first part of the night, nothing seems to really happen during your watch. Everything seems to pass uneventful. The sounds of the night filling your ears, owls hooting, creatures from the forest stirring during the middle of the night. You see shadows shifting in the distance, but nothing that seems particularly threatening to you, as they don't seem to be drawing closer or nearer. You can't really determine their size. You just think you see something for a moment and then it's gone. You see fireflies beginning to emerge from the perimeter of the forest. But that's all.
Alright.
Your shift comes to a close.
As it does, Foladin's taking over, correct?
Yep.
I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna kind of like nudge him.
Foladin, you are roused as expected. So, no constitution save or anything there. You kind of come to a start when you're shook.
I kind of just hold a thumbs up.
I pat him on the shoulder.
I go over
taking over my shift, being quite used to it, being a mercenary in the past.
I go over and go over to where the tall grass is. I'm gonna cut some of it.
Okay.
And take it with me under the wagon to kind of like stealth myself out while passed out.
Okay. So you're just trying to look like a patch of grass?
Basically, yeah.
Stealth check. One last time before bed. Okay.
Not the greatest, but it works.
You're decently stealth as you hide under the cart. Foladin, your watch begins. You sit, or how are you taking your watch?
Sometimes walking around a little bit, trying to be as quiet and stealthy as possible. I know paladin, but still.
You're not. Are you walking? How far from the camp are you walking?
Not very far at all. Just enough for the light to dim from the fire.
Okay.
So that my eyes can better adjust to the night.
Okay. Make a perception. You hear the sounds that you've been hearing all night. The owls beginning to hoot, the crickets chirping, frogs singing in the distance. You also begin to see those unfamiliar, mysterious shadows sort of passing through the forest from beyond, from what you can see. You don't see anything that resembles the assailant from before, whatever it was, but you keep your guard up. You were trained for this. You've been attacked in the night before as a mercenary, so you have a particular edge about this sort of situation at night. You do sweeps around the perimeter throughout your 3 hours before settling back down to catch your breath and warm up by the fire whenever you get cold. Then your watch passes uneventful. And that's fine, Scar. Your watch comes to a close. What do you do?
I tap the next one on the rotation a couple times on the shoulder, making sure that they're fully awake before I
Suri,
start to relax.
you are tapped, and just given the situation and how tense you probably are, given everything that's been going on, you wake up right in the middle of the night with the moon hanging overhead and the stars glimmering over your around it.
I startle awake for a moment, but then realize what's going on and nod to Fullerton as I get up and rub my eyes and then begin my watch.
Fullerton, heading to bed?
I'd like to offer her a little bit of the cheese before I pass out.
I accept.
Alright. I'll curl up somewhere near one of the wagon wheels.
Okay.
I nibble on cheese and watch the night.
Make a perception.
Where? I don't see
The
shit.
fire at this point has begun to dim and, begin to cinder out. There's really not much of a fire anymore. It's just more like embers and over the wood that's not really making much of a light, but it's, it's dim. It's like a foot of light left.
Would I not? I mean, would we not be tending the fire on our watch, though?
It's up to you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind tending the fire if I noticed it was dim anyway.
All right. You dim the fire, or you tend to the dim fire. And it, it sparks back to life if you tend to it. You're the first person to do it all night, but, I didn't really mention it before. Yeah, right. But either way, you poke at the fire with a stick, you make sure it stays up. And as you begin to... Shut up. Anyways. You
toss a Viagra in the fire.
God damn it.
I give it wood.
Make it hard.
God damn it.
Put the wood in the fire. Yes.
As you're tending to the fire and dealing with stuff, you hear the familiar sounds of the night, the crickets, the owls, the frogs, you see the wispy shadows passing through. But you also hear something else.
I hear a thing. What did my dragon hear?
You kind of like raise your head at this, and you hone your senses, and you hear sort of like this soft chuckling.
I raise my shield and battle axe and try to find out which direction it's coming from.
It's coming from the direction of the forest.
I rouse my team.
You're going to start waking people up?
As nondescriptly as possible, like, hey, I hear a thing. And then I'll go to the next person. Hey.
Who do you wake up first?
Whoever's closest to me.
At that point, it'd be... You know what? Everybody roll me a d6.
Oh, shit.
Roll me a d6.
I'm in the wagon.
You're in the wagon, so you're out. She's near the fires. But everybody else is fair game. Tulio, despite being injured and wanting nothing more... Oh, wait, never mind. Antoine! Antoine, my boy.
Yes, hello.
You have been enjoying the night. Is in blissful slumber. You've gotten a really good long rest. You've feel accomplished after making a
subpar
but passable tea for your friend. Until, of course, you feel yourself get jostled by a scaly hand.
Antoine, I hear laughing. I hear laughing in the forest. Do you hear that? Does he hear that?
I just kind of groan awake a little bit and try to listen for what she's saying. What?
I just said laughing in the forest. I hear. Can he
Can
hear
I
it?
perception
Can he
check
hear
for that?
Sure.
Do you hear the forest laughing?
You hear the laughing.
Okay, I'm a little more awake now. What kind of laughing is it? It like
It sounds-
tittering, chuckling, like
it sounds
full-blown
like-
laughter?
It sounds bestial and almost like a snarly kind of hyena-esque.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, so like barking laughter.
Kind of barking laughter, yeah.
Fun.
So I go to the next person while he's
All right.
waking up.
I will help wake up people.
Okay.
Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm underneath the freaking the wagon and covered, or more or less partially, and technically stealth, would they still find me? Because none of them know where I went to bed except maybe Folden. And he may not have been paying attention.
For a second, and then go to the next person.
No, because you hid under the cart and everybody else was kind of dozing off. Nobody really knows where you were. If they look for you, then I'll make them roll for it. But otherwise, they don't know.
Just figure I'd double check.
The funny thing was, my character was gonna hide under the cart had you not already been there. He's like,
good
oh, I
hiding
took my idea.
But anyway, everybody else, you feel Antoine and Suri begin to wake you up. And as you wake up and they tell you about the laughter, I would like perceptions.
From all of us?
From all of you who are getting woken up.
Wait, did I get woken up?
Yep.
Okay. Oh boy.
Millhouse, you hear it. Fullerton, you hear it. Tulio, you hear it. And I will roll for Smoke.
Well, he just logged in.
Oh, he logged in. Cool.
I think he's just getting set up again.
How do I disconnect from voice chat on my phone?
You just hit the hang up button. Should look like a phone.
With an X. Phone with X.
Red phone.
I guess it hung up automatically when I connected to voice chat.
It'll hang you up automatically.
Wait, would you have noticed I was under the cart?
Yeah, when we change shift.
Yeah.
If not, I can roll if we want to do it that way.
No, Fullerton saw you.
Okay. I would slowly get. I would like kind of like. I wouldn't.
It's like he took his the blunt end of the halberd and just kind of tap.
I wouldn't have jerked awake, but I would have been very quiet about getting out from underneath the wagon and out from underneath the the grass, and you would see me with 2 daggers in my hands already, like looking around, trying to look around. Which means I now need the roll of perception.
You hear it.
Is that my wife? You've already taken the kids. What more do you want?
I'm just gonna ask, is that actually in character?
No, I'm just joking.
I was gonna say, what the hell kind of freaking sci-fi shit is going on here?
So, you're all awake. You all... Actually, wait, Smoke, do you want me to roll for you while you're getting set up? Smoke.
No, I'm about to be back on.
Okay, I'll wait for you and then we'll go over this, okay?
Okay, what am I rolling?
Is there a Wookiee?
What am I rolling?
You're rolling perception. By the way, I just want to take this second while you're rolling to say that I'm glad you guys are safe.
That seemed to have calmed down enough to be safe to jump back on.
Good.
Yeah, it finally.
You hear something, Smoke? Like off in the distance you can hear something and it's like it's blending in with the sounds of the forest and you can barely hear it. You can't really hear laughter. It's just sort of like you're still waking up and your senses are still coming to and you're still not kind of used to being out and about and doing stuff like this, so it's still kind of like not hitting you yet. Not entirely a morning person just yet. But the rest of you hear the sound of laughter. This barking, feral laughter mixed with these snarly undertones.
What is that noise?
What's that infernal ticking noise? Kind of catchy. Sorry.
It's the goblins. They've come to get you.
Oh god.
I found the source of the ticking noise. It's a pipe bomb.
Snape.
Roll for dexterity save.
Never Snape.
So, you all hear the laughing.
Yes.
What do you do?
I wouldn't recognize what kind of animal it is, right? Just want to double check.
Make a nature check.
Nature check? Okay.
Step out in front of the party with my shield in front of me and try to see into the forest and see the source of the laughing.
Okay. Make a perception
Everybody
check.
else's
I rolled a 16 apparently.
reaction to around me, I reroll perception.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm
What
gonna
kind of roll would I do?
I'm gonna try and like pinpoint generally where the laugh is coming from.
Okay.
I what?
Oh yikes! Never mind.
You hear it now.
Oh, well,
Marius.
fiddlesticks.
Did Marius really say fiddlesticks?
Scar.
God no.
Yeah.
You can tell with knowing the area pretty well that these sound like hyenas. And one of them sounds really deep in the laughter.
Ah, shit.
From what you can tell, sir, you can't tell where it's coming from. It sounds like it's all around you.
Guys?
I look back and forth, my frills going all frilly.
Guys?
What?
Those are hyenas. And if I'm not wrong, sounds like they may have surrounded us already.
Insight? Maybe.
If you
My
wanna
alarm
try-
never went off, correct?
Nope.
Okay, so they're not within 20 feet of the cart, basically.
I am now looking around the area, not just the forest, trying to figure out if I can see them from a distance.
Am I?
You know what?
Yes. You've had your long rest.
Okay, cool. I got my spell slot back.
Everybody who went through the full rest, being Tulio, Millhouse, Fullerton, Surrey, all of you have had a long rest at this point.
Does that reset death saves?
Yes.
Yes.
And hit
I thought being stabilized did that.
Being stabilized resets death saves, bud.
So this is bad news for Millhouse.
Are you kidding? This is your chance to tame it.
No,
Ride it into battle.
This means Millhouse has no spells prepared since he just finished long rest.
Yes, it is
Boy.
bad news for Millhouse. Yes?
Hearing all this laughter and hearing him say that they've surrounded us, I'm going to go ahead and cast Minor Illusion, originating from the max range out to where the majority of the laughter sounds.
Okay.
And I will make a sound using Minor Illusion.
Okay.
The volume can range from a whisper all the way to a scream. I'm making it as
a what?
I'm making it as loud as possible.
Okay. And what are you making it sound like?
A dragon.
Okay.
Make
just a dragon roar.
Make a deception check.
Hey.
Can I assist with this? Like, would I pick up on what he's trying to do?
Make an intelligence check, bud.
I will also roar in an intimidating fashion.
You make an intimidation check, Missy.
My question.
Damn.
When he does this dragon roar, do we know he's doing it, or is she gonna hear it as a challenge?
Dragon frills.
Or like, would I recognize the spell he's casting?
You would recognize the spell. What's the questions now?
Oh no, there's.
How frilly are my frills?
Frilly.
Yes. Good.
What were you asking?
Me or him?
Him.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. There's my deception roll.
Did you tell us you were doing this, or do we just now suddenly hear the roar of a dragon added to the hyena chuckles?
You all suddenly hear the roar of a dragon.
Yes.
Suri, you also roar, trying to intimidate the pack that you hear, and Millhouse, you're able to tell what he's doing.
Okay, I want to use prestidigitation to like make like a fake dragon's breath spray come up.
I can do you better.
I would like to touch Suri and use resistance.
Okay.
That's to a saving throw.
Yes.
I bork in their general direction.
It gives her an extra D4 on saving.
Are you actually breathing your fire?
Oh god. Oh
I will
no.
do it.
Oh fuck.
Scare them shitless with my intimidating roar and fire breath.
Where are you aiming that?
Well, you know, just towards the forest, but not like at the trees, just in an intimidating fashion. If they came out of the forest, then definitely.
Okay. Is that everything that everyone wants to do?
I didn't set the grass on fire.
You said towards the forest. It's a 15-foot cone in front of you. It's catching shit on fire.
Okay. So here's what happens. There's the sound of the dragon roar, followed by Suri's roar in itself, and then there's the fake breath attack that seems to hit, and then there's the real breath attack, which is emitted from Suri, which does in fact catch the grass in front of her on fire, as it is taller than her.
Okay, just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of fire.
All of a sudden, from the forest, you can hear, not from within a closer proximity, but from the direction of the forest, you can hear the and you can hear the scattering away. It's getting farther and farther away.
I quickly run up to the fire and like tamp it down with my shield, just like.
Your shield proceeds to act as a giant fan, fanning the flames.
No, I was placing it like, you know, like snuffing it out. Just like, I'm not fanning it. I'm a fire dragon. I know how to fire.
Yeah, but do you know how to put out fire?
Stomp it out with my fire resistant foot. There.
But that is your fire. You begin to put out your fire, and all the hyenas seem to have been scared away.
I snort towards the forest, 2 plumes of smoke just poofing out of my nostrils. And I thump the tail with my thump the ground with my tail and walk off. Yeah, that's ground.
I thought my ground with the trail.
I move the earth to hit my tail.
I just kind of look over at Suri and just shake my head like, oh, God.
Well, they were gonna come after us.
Oh, my God. This
And
is what I have to deal with now.
It's at this moment you also begin to see the sunrise.
Oh, at least we can venture into the forest safely now.
God damn it, Fulton.
Without even missing a beat, he walks over to you, and you hear him kind of shifting his armor, and he just starts relieving himself on the flaming grass right beside you, Suri.
I see it as him trying to help out, pat him on the shoulder, say good job, and go about stomping out the rest of the fire.
You done a good pee.
God damn it. I'm gonna sheathe my daggers and go back to being underneath the wagon, but I'm gonna be awake now, just kind of watching.
Okay.
Can we
stealthily?
The
And
road
I shall work on
into the
preparing my spells.
I was gonna say the road into the forest. We're able to take the cart with us.
Yep. Oh shoot! You know what? That actually reminds me. Hold on.
I don't like the sound of that.
The horses. Sudden dragon roars, fires in the night.
What, roll for hydration?
Do we even have horses
The
anymore?
sleeping horses are suddenly spooked awake by all the noise.
Oh no.
Oh god. They were tethered though.
They definitely tried getting away and started stomping up.
I will try to calm them down.
Oh yeah, shenanigans.
Animal handling.
Now that her shield smells of fire and urine.
Hey, no, I didn't.
All right, guys, I gotta bounce out for a bit. I'll be back in like 40 minutes or so.
Okay. Do you mind if we continue?
Yeah, go ahead, make executive decisions. Basically, I'll just the cart.
If you guys want to call us before we go into the
going
forest, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with calling it here because I've got to work.
This would be a good place to call.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright.
It's like 1 a.m.
See ya.
Hey, so since you'll be going this for a while longer, do you have cell service between work and home? Did he already bounce?
He already bounced.
Oh, I was gonna say if he had cell service, he could join us in Discord and just.
I think the reason why he doesn't do it is because it probably gets a little spotty, and he
Well,
also
that was
didn't want to get
exciting.
distracted.
That and it backs.
Either way, that was exciting.
Dude,
Sorry.
Alright, just for all you guys to know, thank you for watching. I will be posting the first episode. I'll probably be posting this one tomorrow. The first episode I'm gonna try and post tonight for the campaign itself, which is session 0. This is session 1. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time. Take care. Next Sunday, to be specific. Have a good night.